Orioles are on Masson on a nice Thursday night at Camden Yards. The Orioles take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Birds looking to complete a 3-game sweep in this interleague series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter, and happy Flag Day as we continue to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812 at this special time of year in downtown Baltimore, with the celebration continuing. And the Orioles tonight are trying to continue what they have started, and they have continued all year, and that's win series and pad their one-loss record. Any team that hopes to be in the thick of it as the summer months go on, you need to take care of business each and every series, and the Orioles have done that. In fact, remember back not that long ago, the Orioles dropped 4 consecutive series, but they have certainly turned things around. They have won 3 straight series. They're now 13-7 with 1 split in the series play, and they have excelled in the interleague. They have won all 3 series, including tonight, as they go for the sweep against the Pirates. They are 6-2 in the interleague, tied for 3rd best in the majors, and in this series you can see how the Orioles have dominated the Pirates at the plate. 28 hits in the 2 games. That is a season high for back-to-back games. And Mike Bordick, if you're going to be in it, that's how you do it. 2 out of 3, you move on. But what from the players' perspective? How do players look about it as they go into each 3-game series?
Well, they take it 1 game at a time, obviously, but the season is so long. 162-game schedule is very grueling. And if you think, well, we have to win X amount of games through that amount of time, it's really hard mentally. So you break it up into series. I think as players and good managers like Buck Showalter, I remember playing for Tony La Russa back in the early 90s, and he used to come around us before we'd start a series and say, hey, you know, it's a big series. We got to win this first game. And even if we lost the first game, he'd say we can't win the series if we don't win the second. So you try to win those games. You try to win the series that makes it more competitive. You have a chance to sweep like we do tonight, winning the first 2 games. But ultimately, as a player, you take it 1 game at a time. But in the back of your mind, you always want to try to win a series. Yeah,
and tonight the Orioles looking to be greedy as they go for the 3-game sweep. So tonight it's the Pirates and the O's. Final game of the homestand. Good night to bring the kids out. Lineups and first pitch are next. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Well, celebration going on. Cuauhtemoc out of Mexico here as part of the celebration. And the town is abuzz. The Navy Blue Angels were flying all over downtown this afternoon, creating quite a buzz. But it was great to look at. Now time for our game time temperature, all brought to you by Train. Visit Trane.com for an independent Trane comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Trane. 82 lovely degrees, slight breeze out of the east, and 49% humidity under partly cloudy skies. And time for the Dodge starting lineups for the Pirates. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Alex Presley, Neil Walker, and Andrew McCutchen with Garrett Jones again in that cleanup spot. Casey McGee at first base has had a good series, 4 out of 7, a home run and an RBI. Then Pedro Alvarez, Jose Tabata, Rod Barajas will catch. Clint Marmis at shortstop will bat ninth.
And here's the AFCIA intelligence report tonight on Tommy Hunter. Strike one, it's going to be a key. If he can get ahead of these Pirates hitters, it's going to be able to, possibly get some chases on that cutter that he throws. And we saw some hitters get exposed last night to the breaking ball that Jake Arrieta was throwing, so might be able to get some swing and misses on that tonight. Stay down. It's really been his Achilles heel all year. As soon as he starts elevating, he starts getting hit hard. He gave up 3 home runs against the Phillies, but it really his only mistake in his last outing. And keep rolling. A chance to sweep the Pirates tonight, and he's coming off that strong start against the Phillies where he went 7 innings and only gave up the 3 earned runs.
Well, for Tommy Hunter, the key, Mike, and I couldn't agree more, it's keep the ball in the ballpark. He has been plagued by the home run ball on the year, and there is strike one to Alex Presley. Presley has hit in 4 in a row and 7 of his first 8 games since being called back from AAA. A lot of speed once he gets on base. And the breaking ball hits the outside corner for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, really good pitch right there, but obviously getting ahead with strike one sets up a nice breaking ball, and now he can go to work. Try to get a chase off the plate.
Tommy looking for his 3rd win on the year to even his record. And a weak pop-up back of the plate, Wieters over, and he's going to run out of room. Well, the home run numbers for Tommy Hunter, he has allowed 16 on the year. And that is tied for 2nd most in the American League with Henderson Alvarez of Toronto. Only Irvin Santana of the Angels, who's allowed 18, has allowed more. And when you look at his game by game, he's allowed 5 home runs in his last 2 starts, and he's allowed home runs in 9 of his 11 starts. Only 2 he's kept the ball in the ballpark. He's ahead 0-2 on Presley, and a ground ball towards the middle. There's J.J. Hardy, and guns it across to get Presley for the out. So a good sign with a ground ball, and 1 away.
Yeah, nice play right there. Kept it down in the zone. Steve Tollefson back with the Orioles in left field. Adam Jones in center. Pierce over in right tonight. Robert Andino gets the start at 3rd base. J.J. Hardy at short. Brian Roberts at 2nd. Mark Reynolds at 1st, and Matt Wieters doing the catching tonight.
So Steve Tollefson, who was the move to get Brian Roberts on the 25-man, he headed back to Norfolk, never did join the Tides. He drove. He reported, I guess, and got the phone call, by the way, we need you back here.
Yeah, I asked him, I said, did you even have time to unpack when you got down there? He said, unfortunately, I did unpack, and then I had to repack all my stuff.
So Tollefson happy to be back with the team, and the Orioles are happy to have him. He was swinging a nice bat before he was optioned out.
Yeah, he hit that 3-run home run.
Yep.
Against the Phillies.
In his last game before being sent down. But any good organization has depth like this, and obviously with Brian Roberts, you're going to do whatever you can do to get him active. So when Brian was ready, Steve was the other infielder. That ball sliced to left field. Tollefson over. It's going to slice back foul. You know, when you think about over the course of a long year, go back to spring training when all the focus was, what's the 25-man roster going to be? Who's going to go north with the team? And now here you are in June, and you're in the 30s in players that have been in games, and it'll probably go higher than that as the year goes on.
Yeah, you're right. And fortunately, there were enough players in spring training that were competing and had the right attitude when they did go down, have come up with the right attitude and helped this team.
1-2 on Neil Walker. And Hunter blows a fastball by him. And his first strikeout for 2 away. So a real strong start here for Tommy Hunter.
Yeah, he humped up on this fastball, up and away, 95 miles an hour. That's a good sign as well when he can pop that fastball at 95. But you see the effectiveness here recently, and I think it's all just about fastball location, and it's a key with most starting pitchers. If they can throw strikes with the fastball and locate it properly, they're going to have more success and obviously improve their off-speed stuff.
Andrew McCutchen batting, 2 outs and nobody on. Swings and fouls back the fastball. Tommy at 94 miles an hour, so a little more juice on that fastball as well. A couple of more miles per hour. And the 0-1 is fouled back out of play, and it's 0-2 on McCutchen. Tommy has faced the Pirates once in his career. It was while he was with the Texas Rangers back in 2010. And he beat the Rangers in that only start, pitching 6 strong innings. This is only his second interleague start with the Orioles. Looking to even his record at 3-3, and it's in the dirt. McCutchen won't chase. McCutchen has hit 9 of 11 to begin the month of June. Here's the 0-2, and he got him. Blows it by McCutchen, so Tommy Hunter 3 up, 3 down. See you later. Well, into the bottom of the first. Here come the Birds. Bullpen area, the new bar out there in center field. No score. We go to the bottom of the first. Here's a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineups for the Orioles. Brian Roberts, J.J. Hardy, and Chris Davis DHing. Adam Jones in the cleanup spot. Matt Wieder's bat is coming out in the month of June now. 318 with a home run and 5 RBIs. Mark Reynolds, Steve Pearce, Steve Tollefson, and Robert Andino to round it out for the Birds.
And here's the AFCIA intelligence report on Eric Bedard. He is a familiar foe. Pitched 5 years here with the Orioles and actually won 40 games. But since he left to go to the Mariners, Red Sox, and Pirates, he's only won 20. So he had some success here with the Orioles. Cutter and curve, those are his real go-to pitches. He's lost a little bit of velocity over the years, but tries to get swings and misses with the cutter and the curveball. So we'll see a lot of those tonight. And Hurdle Harness, Clint Hurdle has been very cautious with him. He's only thrown over 100 pitches 2 times this year out of his 12 starts. So, and remember, visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros.
Roberts takes outside, so 2-0. Well, Eric Bedard certainly very comfortable on that mound at Camden Yards. As you see, Brian off to a .333 start, 3 out of 9. He got the 3 hits in his return on Tuesday and took an 0 for last night. And the 2-0, he takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Bedard, drafted by the Orioles in the 6th round in 1999, the same draft that produced Brian Roberts. And here they are facing each other in the first inning of this game at Camden Yards. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He bunts at it and fouls it back. And Brian Roberts, there have been a lot of comments about the helmet that Brian has on. And is it in fact a helmet to help further guard against further concussions? And I asked him about it yesterday, and he said absolutely not. This is just how they make the helmets now. The only thing that's different about it is in the past he would wear the ear flap depending on which side of the plate he was on. Now he just has both ear flaps.
Right.
So, but that's just how they make them now. They're better, always looking to improve. There's the 2-2, and it's low, 3-2.
Yeah, they aren't as streamlined as the old helmets, but they're definitely going to protect you a little bit more with more padding. And there's certainly a concern nowadays in Major League Baseball with that.
And the benefit, of course, is whenever they improve it, it's further protection for the player, and that's what they're seeking.
Right.
So 3-2 on Roberts, as usual, a deep count leading off a game. And right past Bedard, that's in the center field for a base hit. Brian Roberts is on with a leadoff single.
Here's the Pirates defense tonight. Presley in left field, McCutchen in center, Tabata in right field, Alvarez over at third base, Barnes, shortstop, Walker at second, McGehee at first base, and Rod Barajas doing the catching tonight.
So a leadoff base hit for Brian Roberts. J.J. Hardy comes up with a man on. J.J. has raked against left-handed pitching on the year. He shows bunt. He takes low with a breaking ball. J.J. 333 against left-handed pitching. He comes in having hit in his last 2 games. 5 for 9 in the series with an RBI. And Bedard deals. That curveball hits the inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, you see a lot of breaking balls to right-handed hitters from Bedard, and you just see right there he doubled up. There was a ball and then a strike with one.
What is the effect of that for the pitcher versus the hitter? They're not looking for it?
Well, a lot of times you don't expect pitchers to double up their breaking balls unless it's 2 strikes and you've been chasing, all night down in the dirt.
Hardy, high fly ball, right center field. McCutchen has a beat on it. Roberts goes back to tag to draw a throw. He goes about a third of the way down the line, then puts on the brakes. So 1 away here in the first. And as Mike talked about, Eric Bedard came up through the Orioles system. There his career numbers 60 and 56. Very impressive ERA at 3.69. 1,014 innings, 401 walks, 987 strikeouts. His ERA 4 or lower every season since 2005. There were 4 players, as Chris Davis comes up, from that 1999 draft, only 4 that played in the big leagues as Orioles. And 2 of them are on the field right now, Bedard and Roberts. Davis fouls it back. Well, I think Chris Davis is heated up.
Oh, I'll say. Well, you got to be pretty hot if you can hit a home run with the handle in your bat. Yeah, there are a lot of people shocked about that. I mean, that was the talk of the town today and last night or tonight, even in the Orioles dugout locker room.
He's got a 6-game hitting streak with 3 home runs with the 9 hits and a fastball for a strike. The other 2 players from that draft that played in the big leagues with the Orioles, Larry Bigby and Aaron Rockers, who was a relief pitcher and didn't last long. And sometimes you look back on the potential of, or so they thought, and you see that it's very difficult sometimes to predict and then develop players. Here's the 0-2 to Davis. He got him. Oh, foul tip. Foul tip straight down at the place. Barajas thought he had it, and it popped out of his glove.
Well, I think one of the hardest things to do in all of sports is judge baseball talent. I mean, there are some guys that, potentially make it. The first-round picks usually have better opportunities, but they don't tend to always become super-time all-stars, 6 or 7-time all-stars like they're projected out being as a number 1 pick.
Davis is the only lefty in the lineup tonight against Eric Bedard. And it's high, 1-2. Bedard holds lefties to a .213 batting average, while right-handers hit him at a .254 clip. So Buck Showalter loaded his lineup tonight against Clint Hurdle's team with right-handed batters. There are 2 switch hitters, Roberts and Wieters, batting from the right side. No score. We're in the first. Birds looking for a sweep. 1-2 on Davis, and a throw to first and Bryant back. Bryant has not yet attempted a steal in his 3 games since coming back. He had worked on his feet first sliding, though, in his rehab games.
He worked on a little bit of everything. He put himself through a grueling preseason for him.
And another pitch high. Good eye by Davis, and 2-2. Well, if you're going to run, you're going to run against the Pirates. They have allowed 45 stolen bases, and they have caught just 4 all year. And Bedard is exceptional at holding runners. And even against Bedard, base stealers are a perfect 4 for 4.
Yeah, he has a quick slide step. Good move. Very athletic pitcher.
From 0-2 to 2-2 on Davis. And he fouls it off to stay alive, so spoiling a pitch by Bedard. Pirates have been challenged to score runs this year, and Bedard a victim of that as well. They're averaging 4-point runs, 1 run per game for him. Pitchers like that up there about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That helps cover some of their mistakes. 2-2 on Davis with 1 down. And a good eye. So Chris Davis, he was 0-2 after 2 pitches. Now he works the count full. And Bedard ready to throw the 8th pitch in this at bat. And then we'll see if Brian Roberts is set in motion. Davis will strike out. And the second full count already, just 3 batters into the game. Nice crowd gathering here on this Thursday night. Final game of the homestand. Roberts doesn't go, and it's fouled back. Well, Chris Davis, when he's ahead in the count, 387 average. When he's behind in the count, 248. 6 home runs, however, behind in the count. He's ahead here at 3-2.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? I mean, you think, okay, he bears down a little bit when he's behind in the count and just tries to put the bat head on the ball because he's so strong, but his average is down a little bit.
Roberts runs. The 3-2 is outside, ball 4. What a tremendous at-bat by Chris Davis.
Well, he's seeing the ball really well right now.
A 9-pitch at-bat, and he draws a 1-out walk, so 2 on with 1 down. And that gets Adam Jones up with a chance to drive in a run. Adam at 307 on the year. That is tied for 8th best in the American League. He's 5th in home runs with 18. And he's now tied for 3rd in the league in base hits with 77. So he is really having a complete season, not just a slugging season, a good all-around year. 2 on and 1 out. Breaking ball for a strike. Let's get a look at our Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. Well, 10 infield hits and 15 home runs in the first 62 games of a season going back to 1987. And Mike, here's your list.
Yeah, pretty impressive there. And I'll tell you what, all 3 of these guys have proven in the past that they can hit for power. But they're so versatile with the speed as well. And it's a rare combination. And when you can combine that, boy, your numbers are going to skyrocket. And Adam Jones is one of those players. We haven't seen him bunt as much this year.
Right.
But it's a tell because his power numbers are up. The infield has to play back, getting more infield hits. But he has every aspect of his game with the speed, able to leg out those knocks, and the power.
Is part of his, I won't say reluctance to bunt, but the fact that he's bunting less, that he's batting cleanup?
I think so. And I think if there was a game situation where he needed to be on or somehow get a runner over to third base, if a third baseman's back, I don't think he'd hesitate. I think he's smart enough now to know what situation calls for the approach he's going to take for each at bat. But right now, he's so locked in, they're looking for him to drive the ball out of the park.
Yeah, talking to Brady Anderson last night, and Adam Jones with his 18 home runs through 61 games. The last Oriole to do that was Brady when he hit 20 by the 61st game in 1996. And he said he's been very impressed with the consistency of the home run swing from Adam. 0-2 the count. 2 on and 1 out. No score in the first. And Adam laid off. So he got on the swing at that pitch once, not that time.
And that's a sign of maturity. And he's shown that so much this year. Laying off tough pitches, understanding what the pitcher's trying to do to him at the plate to get him out.
Second consecutive batter beginning with an 0-2 count. Davis worked the walk. Now it's 1-2 on Jones. High fly ball center field off the end of the bat. McCutchen has to charge in on it. Runners will not be able to advance. McCutchen has it for the out. And 2 away. Bedard with a smile on his face as he heads back to the mound. Maybe he almost ran into DeMarlo Hale going to cover behind third base. See the nice crowd settling in. Fans are excited about the Orioles. Anywhere you go, they're talking about the Birds. Here's Matt Wieters. Matt is 0 for 8 in the series, but his bat has come on. When I took my dogs for a walk today, as I do every day before coming to work, there were some guys doing work in the yard up the street. And they saw me and they started, "Oh, I watched you in Bordick last night. That was a great game. The O's are doing great." This is awesome. Yeah. All you're doing is walking your dogs and talking Orioles baseball.
I'll tell you, it doesn't matter where you go. I mean, the Orioles are the talk of the town. And I mean, here it is, the middle of June. You know, and the Orioles are right there on the top of the East, or second place right now behind the game behind the Yankees. But a lot of excitement. So many good things are happening.
Base hit to left field for Wieters. Roberts rounds third. He'll come home and score. And another huge 2-out base hit for the Orioles. And it's a 1-0 lead in the first.
And Brian Roberts getting things started here in the first inning with the base hit. And Matt Wieters out there to clean it up. Gets that fastball away. Gets those arms extended. Nice line drive to left field. Head on it, stays on it well.
Wieters has the best batting average of the regulars against lefties on the year, batting .345, and he adds another base hit and gives the Orioles a lead. Oh, the Orioles coming through with 2 men down. And here is Mark Reynolds, already the 6th batter to come up in the first. Reynolds has hit in each game in this series. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. There are the numbers. Mark Reynolds, 4 out of 8, a home run, 3 runs scored in the series. And 2 RBIs as well. And he is without a doubt one of those streak hitters, and it looks like he's getting on one of those surges.
Oh, which is great. And just to add to this strong offense and to get Mark Reynolds going, man, oh man.
Here's the 0-1. Ooh, vicious cut, and he swung through it. 0-2. The Reynolds runners in scoring position numbers. The Orioles as a team are at 253 with runners in scoring position. And they have forced Bedard to throw 26 pitches already in this first inning. So he's ahead of another hitter, 0-2. And I remember Bedard as a deliberate worker. I don't remember him as this deliberate.
No, he is taking his time out there.
Here's the 0-2. And it's poked to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Davis around third. He will score. Wieters going to third. And hustling towards second base with a double is Mark Reynolds. What an approach with 2 strikes. He just served it the other way. And the Orioles grab a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that was really nice. 2 strikes. It's a backdoor breaking ball. And Mark Reynolds, instead of trying to hit that 3-run home run, says, I'm just going to stay on this pitch, and serves it over to right field. Gets a double out of it. Scoring Chris Davis. Great bit of hitting right there. You've seen in the past where he'd just try to, get 3 chances to try to hit the ball as far as he can. Well, he stayed on that. Collects his 11th double of the year.
And our Exmo tonight brought to you by Jose Cuervo. As you saw, Mark Reynolds concentrating just to make contact, down 0-2 in the count. So Eric Bedard gets a first inning visit from his pitching coach, and in his road starts on the year, in his first 4, he was real good, Mike, but he has struggled in his last 2 on the road.
Boy, look at that ERA, 8.38. Yeah, he just hasn't been able to find a groove, and the Orioles aren't letting him off the hook right here.
And 2 more in scoring position for Steve Pearce, who has been swinging a nice bat since joining the Orioles. Playing in his 7th game. He's got a 3-game hitting streak going and is earning more playing time. Breaking ball is low, 1-0. The Orioles have won 4 in a row in 6 of their last 8 games. And they have won 3 consecutive series. They're trying to complete the sweep of the Pirates here tonight. Orioles will fly to Atlanta after the game tonight to begin a 6-game road trip that will not be easy. 3 against the Braves, 3 against the Mets in New York. Mets are playing good baseball. And there's a breaking ball for a strike. In fact, the Mets completed a sweep of Tampa Bay today, and they scored 9 more runs. The 1-1 on Pierce as Bedard is about to make his 30th pitch in this inning. 2 runs in, 2 on, and 2 down. Towards the gap in right center field. Tabata is on the run, and he won't be able to get it. It falls in for a base hit. 2 more runs will score. Wieters is in. Reynolds is in. A 2-run double for Pierce and a 4-run first inning for the Orioles.
Well, the Orioles have a great approach on Bedard tonight. He pitches away. They're staying on him, not trying to do too much. Great example right here. Backdoor breaking ball. Kind of catches the middle of the plate, but the outer third. And he drives it into the right center field gap. Great bit of hitting.
Well, every game prior to joining the Orioles, Steve Pearce had played in the big leagues was for the Pirates. He signed with the Yankees after last season, was in AAA, had that outness contract that conveniently came right when the Orioles needed an outfielder. And here is Steve Tollefson. He takes high, 1-0.
Now 3 consecutive 2-out hits. Nobody wants to be the rally killer.
8th batter in this first inning against Bedard. And a 4-run cushion for Tommy Hunter. Breaking ball in the dirt. Well, Steve Tollefson back. There's that swing against Cliff Lee on Sunday. He went 1 out of 4, but was hit a big one, a 3-run home run that tied the game 4-4, and the Orioles would go on to win it.
Yeah, he's done so many good things for the Orioles. I mean, it started in spring training, played great down there, really caught the eye of Buck Showalter and the whole coaching staff and Dan Duquette. And he's one of those players has a great attitude. He's going to do everything he can to try to help this team continue to win.
Well, and speaking of what a good teammate he is, our Twitter chatter for the night, Steve Tollefson tweeted this last night after Chris Davis hit the home run with the broken bat. Chris Davis, 19, is a beast. Broken bat homer, only a man could do something like that. Great night to be an O.
Yeah.
And that's when he's unpacking at Norfolk.
Unbelievable, right? Well, it just shows you what he's all about. Great character guy. And that's what Dan Duquette and Buck Showalter wanted to bring in. Players like that are unselfish. They cheer their teammates on. Even when he's not here as a part of the Orioles, sends out that little tweet. And, he's just happy to be a part of the Orioles right now and the Orioles organization and so many good things that are happening. It says a lot about him.
And he was sent down not because he wasn't contributing. It was just a numbers crunch. There were 26 players for 25 spots. 2-1 swung on and missed. 2-2. And when Buck Showalter and Dan Duquette talk and Brian Roberts is coming back, it's usually, an infielder for an infielder. Doesn't always work that way because the Orioles are blessed this year with so many versatile players, but that was the move that they made. And Tollefson comes back to replace Endy Chavez, who was disabled today. 2-2 is foul back, so he stays alive, just continuing to prolong this inning for Bedard. There were 2 on with 2 outs and no runs in. And the Orioles have since gone 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position with 2 down to get 4 runs in. 3 consecutive 2-out base hits. 2-2 on Tollison. Slowly hit toward shortstop. Barmas is there. In between hop. Fires to first. And the inning finally ends for Bedard. What an inning for the Birds. They score 4 and strand 1. 4-0 O's. Luna, call for the Luna double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA.
Well, here's a look at an adjustment that Tommy Hunter has made. I was talking to Rick Adair earlier, and I just had to see it to believe it. But Tommy Hunter, in his last start against the Phillies, started on the right side of the rubber, and tonight he's all the way over on the left. And Rick had told me that it's just to try to make his fastball more effective in on lefties and utilize that cutter that he has. He has a really good cutter. Sometimes he has to force it if he starts on the other side, the right side of the rubber, force it to get it to the outside corner on right-handed hitters and into lefties. So this is just a subtle move. Actually, it's a pretty big move for a pitcher to move on the other side of the rubber. But we'll see how he takes to that adjustment tonight. He's been effective here in the first inning.
Shift on against Garrett Jones, and there's a strike at the knees. Jones DHing again. Here's a guy that signed with the Braves, 14th round pick in 1999, did not make his major league debut till 2007 with the Twins. He signed with the Twins after the Braves released him in May of 2002. Made his debut in 2007, 31 games. He has played 1,037 games in the minor leagues. That's foul wide of third. Andino back in the basket, catch for Andino. Starting at third tonight, and he hauls it in for the out, one away.
Well, we've seen him do that time and time again. Last year, he made so many plays like that at third base. One time a barehanded play, actually, and really talented at that, knowing where he is, finding the warning track, and he hasn't played there all year. But has taken some ground balls, but such a great athlete. He knows how to play.
Looked like he had some wide receiver in his background, didn't it? Real soft hands.
Yeah.
Here's Casey McGee, the first baseman. Breaking ball for a strike. Get me over curve, 0-1. Tommy coming off that no decision against the Phillies last Saturday. He was hurt by the home run ball. Popped up, first base. Reynolds is there. And crossing over into foul territory. He makes the grab, and 2 men are down. The Maryland Lottery Strike It Rich contestant of the game is Peggy Smith of Cockeysville. Peggy has already won $500. And for every strikeout the Orioles pitch during the game tonight, Peggy wins $100 more from the Maryland Lottery. She's already won $200 more. See how you can turn non-winning Strike It Rich scratch-offs into cash and enter to win great Orioles prizes at mdlottery.com/strikeitRich. 2 foul pop-ups for the first 2 outs in the second. And Tommy's interleague numbers 2 and 1. One of the wins against the Pirates. Fastball's low, 1-0. Tommy has not won a game since April the 24th. He has made 7 starts in that span, but yet he has only 2 decisions. He's 0-2 in his last 7 starts. Alvarez swings through it 1-1. He'll give you innings. He battles. He pounds the strike zone. It's all about the location.
It sure is. Yeah, we've seen it too many times, actually, that these left pitches up over the plate.
Well, that's a loud foul.
It is, but it's not bad because it cut in on Alvarez right there. So, hey, strike 2.
Well, Alvarez is the one real power threat in this lineup. He's got 8 home runs. Well, actually, McCutchen, too. Can't forget Andrew, but Alvarez from this side of the plate has 8. Here's the 1-2. He got him. Chased the pitch that darted outside. Wow, what movement. So 3 up, 3 down for a second straight inning. Celebration in Baltimore. 4-0 Oaks. Telecast celebrating the birthday of the U.S. Army is being brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, serving the military for over 75 years. If you're in the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, or if your family is, we'd be proud to serve you. And we air tonight's game on Masson in celebration of the U.S. Army's birthday. The United States Army is the largest and oldest established branch of the U.S. military. As Bedard deals to Andino for a strike, we'd like to thank all past and current members of the United States Army for their work and their dedication in protecting our country. And Old Glory, you saw behind the graphic on this Flag Day 2012 as Andino fouls it back.
Good pass right there by Robert Andino. He came out early today and took some extra batting practice along with Wilson Betterman and Brian Roberts, actually. After Wilson Betterman took his early batting practice yesterday and came away with 3 hits and a home run, I think a lot of guys said, hey, I want some of that early batting practice.
He looks over strike 3. So 1 away. Bedard gets his first strikeout.
And a pretty good pitch right here. It cuts right on the inside corner.
That close a great deal now on your new Nissan, but hurry, the door to your opportunity closes July the 2nd. Yeah, I overheard Jake Arrieta on O's Extra tonight talking with Tom and Rick, saying that you throw some good BP. And the reason he brought it up is I guess he took you deep a few times.
Yeah, he did, about 4 or 5 times. Yeah, him and Hamill. Even Brian Mattis took me deep.
No way.
Oh, man. Tommy Hunter took me deep yesterday.
Tough day to be you.
Yeah, it was. One of these guys is going to get one in the ribs. They keep that up.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, Jim Presley, I tell you, he works so hard. You were talking about how much video he watches, and he notices these subtle things that to the naked eye you'd never pick up, and he sees it, he corrects it, and guy gets 3 hits. I mean, with Betamete, he was telling me before the game at the batting cage, all he did was lower his hands about 2 inches. I mean, just that little.
Well, I'll tell you what, hitting is, it's all mental, really. I mean, there are some mechanical things that you can do, especially younger players that have to do to be consistent at the plate. But you can tell hitters to move their hands and try to be more efficient with a move to the ball. And if they take 2 swings in the batting cage and they feel good about it, they could potentially take off for 2 weeks with that approach. You know, it's just little subtle adjustments sometimes that make a guy feel good, and it carries over a lot of times into the ball game.
The 3-1 to Roberts, popped up right center field. Tabata will move over. And the right fielder has it for the out, and 2 quick outs in the second. Fans, purchase an Orioles Legends Celebration Series package and lock in your ticket for each of the 5 remaining games in the series, including Saturday, June 30th, the event that'll honor Earl Weaver. And at each game in the series, all fans receive the replica sculpture of that day's honoree. Now, order your ticket package now. You'll receive the replica of Frank Robinson from April. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com/legends. Breaking ball is low. J.J. Hardy flied out his first at bat. And he popped them up. Center of the diamond. Barajas throws the mask. He calls, and he's got it. So Vidar has a 3-up, 3-down inning through 2, 4-0 O's.
Defend our great nation every day.
Well, the birthday of our U.S. Army, and this is a celebration here. We continue to celebrate the bicentennial of the War of 1812. And, yep, if you heard the Blue Angels today, they were over downtown. This has been a big week on this homestand as the Blue Angels came to town. A couple of days ago, we had some of our youth sworn in to the U.S. Navy. And the Blue Angels this afternoon over downtown. All the ships in port in the Inner Harbor. Just a great time to be in Baltimore. There's some sight driving to the ballpark today with the Blue Angels on either side of I-95.
Oh, it was really neat, wasn't it? They were flying over the stadium earlier today.
One of our naval personnel enjoying a Thursday night at the game. There's a sharp ground ball right at Roberts, who had Tabata played perfectly and one away here in the 3rd inning. You know those electronic signs they have on the highways that warn you about, there's an accident ahead or whatever? I was laughing because they were giving you directions where to park if you were coming down to the celebration. Then the screen changed and it said, "Beware of low-flying aircraft." And I was like, what is that all about? Then I got closer to town and I realized they were like right over the tunnel.
Yeah, they were buzzing the tower, weren't they?
Oh, it's so impressive. Here's Rob Barajas, the number 8 batter, as Tommy Hunter has retired the first 7 in this game. And down and away. Barajas, the veteran catcher. He is in his first season with the Pirates, played for the Dodgers last year. Fouled out of play. The Pirates' 7th different major league team. And he worked his way into pro ball by impressing at a tryout camp with the Arizona Diamondbacks back in 1996. Back when somebody named Buck Showalter was running the Diamondbacks baseball operation. Popped them up. Reynolds, foul ground near the coach's box. He's got it. And Tommy Hunter has the first 2 here in the 3rd inning. This day in baseball history brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Make memories of your own this summer by booking your vacation at ococean.com. 1876, Philadelphia Athletic George Hall became the first major league player to hit for the cycle. We have no witnesses that were at the game, but we know that's a fact.
I wonder if they called it a cycle back then.
You know, it's a good point. They might have just said, hey, you had a good day, George.
Right.
Strike 1 to Clint Barmas, the number 9 batter. Barmas batting at 190. And he skies at the center field, right where Adam Jones had him played. Look at that. Now a couple of steps, and he's got it. So Tommy Hunter 3 up, 3 down for a 3rd straight inning. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. 4-0 O's. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Acura Advance, and by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. Well, the tall ships in the harbor and some small ships. Oh my goodness, there's a dragon in the inner harbor. Run! Here we go to the 3rd inning. Chris Davis will lead off against Bedard. 4-run first for the Birds. And it's outside, 1-0. Orioles are a game back of the Yankees. Yankees are off tonight. They're in Washington, resting up for a series against the Nationals this weekend. And that ball's ripped to the gap in left center field. McCutchen on the run to try to cut it off, and he can't do it. Davis flying around first, and he has a double. And Chris Davis extends his hitting streak to 7 straight games.
Another great swing here by Chris Davis. And you know you're hot if you're a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher, keeping that front shoulder in. A slow motion shot, stays on it, drives through it. And you know, we've seen, you know, night in and night out how strong he is. Well, McCutchen thought he was going to be able to cut that ball off, and that ball just shot to the wall.
Adam Jones now flied out his first at bat. Orioles looking to add to their lead. All 4 runs in the first inning came after 2 men were down. Adam has had a real good homestand, 8 for 24 with 2 home runs. Fouled off out of play. Hollywood Casino League leader, slots, tables, and dining, the ultimate triple play at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. One of the home run leaders in the American League, and there's Adam Jones with his 18th, 5th overall. Hamilton, Dunn, Bautista, and Granderson ahead of him. 18 home runs already. Last year he hit his 18th home run on July the 24th in the Orioles' 98th game of the year.
Yeah, nice list to be on. Couple players there. Dunn bouncing back after a miserable year, and then Bautista quietly getting back on the leaderboard. He started off pretty slow. Adam Jones staying pretty consistent here through the first part of the year.
The White Sox actually played Dunn in left field. They were on the road in the Interleague, and to keep his bat in the lineup, they had to play him somewhere. So they put him in the outfield, and he did okay.
Yep.
He did okay because he homered. He was not going to bump Konerko off first base on that team, so they had to improvise. And it's a challenge for American League teams in particular that have a steady DH like the White Sox do with Dunn, or the Red Sox do with David Ortiz.
Yeah. And that's why Buck Showalter, when you talk to him about situations like that, he appreciates versatile players.
Adam Jones hit by a pitch, and he'll just drop the bat and head on down to first base. So the Orioles have 2 on with none out. First batter this year that Bedard has hit. Trying to come inside, and it kept going and going and going, and hits him right on the leg.
Yep. Adam just said, "I'll just take that one for the team."
Glenn Hurdle looking on. You don't want to go to your bullpen this early. Pirates travel after the game, and they continue with a 3-game series at Cleveland over the weekend. Davis at second, Jones at first. 4 earned runs allowed in the first inning, most in 20 career starts in interleague play. And all 4 came in after 2 men were down.
Yeah, he's facing a pretty hot Orioles offense. I mean, 15 hits the first night, 14 last night. They kept it going there in the first inning.
Here's Matt Wieters, who got the Orioles' first run in with a single. And a strike at the knees, 0-1. For Matt, it was his first hit in the series, but he's had a good homestand. He's now 7 for 22 with 3 RBIs.
Yeah, he's a player that Presley made subtle adjustment with, lowered his hands as well.
Well, if you're not swinging the bat, I think you're lining up early for that early BP. Huge foul the other way, and it's 0-2.
Well, you're always looking. I mean, with the technology nowadays and able to see yourself take so many swings, you can compare to swings that you took 3 years ago when you felt your best. I saw Brian Roberts in the video room, and he had a side-by-side shot of when he was playing, you know, when he was really hot a few years ago, and comparing his swing last night. And he was just looking at little subtle differences, you know, that have occurred, and some adjustments that he might have to make, and that's what he took into the early batting practice today to try to correct that.
0-2 on Wieters. 2 on and none out. That ball's ripped to left center field. That's going to be a base hit, and that gets down and bounces into the Orioles bullpen. It is a ground rule double. 1 run will score. Jones will be sent back to third. Matt Wieters a 2-hit night, RBIs with each.
He jumped on this high pitch, high fastball, even out of his own high, but he was geared up for the heat. Drove it to left center.
I'll tell you what, Mike, not only was that a great swing, that's a real bad pitch on 0-2.
Oh, it sure is. I mean, he tried to elevate, I think, and get him to pop up or chase up there, but Matt stayed on top of it well, short to the ball, didn't try to do too much, and nice line drive there, almost actually hit it out of the park.
And because it hit the rubberized warning track, it bounced over the stands. That or into the bullpen rather. That delayed Jones from scoring, at least for the moment. They're going to appeal at third that Chris Davis missed the base, and the home plate umpire, James Hoy, who ran out there to watch that, says safe, so he did touch the base. On balls hit to the outfield, the umpires have to rotate, and this crew's done a real good job in this series. They really have. This is Jim Joyce's crew. He's at first base tonight, the crew chief. Infield in for the Pirates. Here's Mark Reynolds. And it's inside. So here's Davis coming around third. Oh, yeah, he got plenty of it.
Yeah, he got it. Got it fine. I think they could see it from that angle in the dugout if he touched the base. So, hey, you got to try anything to try to get it out.
And that one nearly hit Reynolds. Some kind of a changeup, off-speed pitch. And there is Doug Slayton, left-hander, getting loose here in the third. The last thing Clint Hurdle wanted. Chris Davis has walked and doubled. He has scored twice. Jones and Wieters on for the Orioles with nobody down. Real good changeup there, 2-1. Some kind of a slow curveball or a slurve or.
Yep.
Bedard now 33 years old, out of Navan, Ontario.
A couple nights ago, Mark Reynolds hit a 2-0 or 0-2. No, it was 2-0 breaking ball out of the ballpark.
2-1 fouled off the mask of Barajas. 2-2. One thing Bedard has done well this year is keep the ball in the ballpark.
Look at that foul ball.
He has allowed only 5 home runs on the year. And he's allowed only 1 home run combined in his last 4 starts. But what he's having trouble tonight is putting away hitters. He's had 6 0-2 counts already and only 1 strikeout. And he overthrows there. And the count goes full.
Well, we've seen some great approaches. Guys going the other way. Mark Reynolds went the other way. Pierce went the other way when he was ahead. And so you tip your hat to the Orioles hitters. They're really sticking with a solid approach and a great 2-strike approach.
Well, 3-2 on Reynolds. First base is open. Still nobody out. And a line drive caught at third. Safe as Jones got the foot back in. Alvarez alertly going to the bag, and a good job by Adam Jones making sure that ball got through. And when it didn't, he got the foot back on the bag. 1 down.
Yeah, great read by Adam Jones. Nice play there by Alvarez. Quick, instinctive move. Set his feet as he was landing. Try to make that attempt to get Jones at third. Adam Jones, great base running. Just froze on the line drive. That's a pretty close play.
But Carapazza right on it.
Nice play all the way around.
Shows a loud out. Here's Steve Pierce. Already has 2 RBIs. A chance for 2 more. And a strike on the outside corner. So in Bedard, that pitch count is mounting already up to 61 because of the 36 pitch first inning. Pierce doubled to right center field to drive in 2 in the first inning. 0-1 the count. And he popped him up. The second baseman Walker going back. And he's got it for the out, so 2 down. So after getting second and third and nobody out, Bedard gets back-to-back outs. Of course, one was a line drive, but it still was caught. Fans, the Birds are back at Oriole Park next weekend. The Battle of the Beltway's in town. The 3-game series against the Nationals, Saturday, June 23rd. First 10,000 fans 15 and over receive the 20th anniversary Oriole Park at Camden Yards tumbler, presented by Ocean City, Maryland. So come on out and join us here at Camden Yards. 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Get your tickets in advance and save. Infield back now. Here's Tollison. Curveball's high, 1-0. Well, the way the series has gone, the Orioles have Bedard right where they want him. Men on and 2 men down.
You're right. That first inning on 3 consecutive 2-out hits.
Tollison grounded out his first at bat. And he looks over a high pitch, 2-0. There have been 2 doubles in this inning. Davis to begin and Wieters to get a run in. Curveball's high, ball 3. Bedard just has the mannerisms are not very good. He looks as if he's saying, well, what else could I do? I got to try this. I'm trying that. Nothing's working. I can't throw the breaking ball for a strike. Laying off the changeup.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to find. I mean, the breaking balls usually is pitched to right-handed hitters. We've seen him double up with it, and he's having a hard time finding the strike zone right now with Tollison.
So it's a 4-pitch walk, his second, and it loads the bases with 2 men down. This is a right-handed heavy lineup, and yet Clint Hurdle still has the left-hander getting loose. Jones, Wieters, Tollison, with Andino facing Bedard. A run in, 5-0 lead for the Orioles. Birds looking for the sweep. And the curveball's inside, I guess, 1-0.
He might have gotten blocked out by Barajas. I think Barajas thought it was going to be up and away, and it ended up breaking back down in. Probably a little up.
Bases full of Birds, 2 down. Big at bat for Andino. And there's a strike in the outside corner, 1-1. Robert struck out his first at bat. He is 3 for 15 on the homestand with 5 strikeouts. Runners at every base. Good hack straight back on the screen with a foul ball. 1-2 on Andino. The Pirates pitching staff has done very well on the year. Their ERA is a very respectable 3.38. Their starters have the 7th best out of the 16 teams in the National League. There's A.J. Burnett. Orioles missed him in this series. He'll pitch over the weekend in Cleveland. 1-2 pitch, bounce towards the hole. Barmes has it, throws off balance across, and he gets his man, and the inning ends. But the Orioles do get another. They strand 3. We'll head to the 4th at Camden Yards. 5-0 Orioles. 24th, bring your family out to Oriole Park and let your kids live out their big league dreams. All the fans 14 and under can run the bases after the game against the Nationals at 1:35. A great opportunity to have fun here at the ballpark with your family. So get your tickets in advance and save by calling 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Now, last night we wondered, who's the emergency catcher on this team? Might it be Ryan Flaherty because he has all the gloves? Mike Bordick, who's that warming up Tommy Hunter?
That's Ryan Flaherty right there.
And watch the nuances. I believe it was this pitch. As he holds up the glove, Tommy hits the glove, and he gives him some encouragement there. And then Matt Wieters says, okay, kid, get out of here. It's Ronnie Paulino, the backup catcher.
Yeah, I think Paulino said, hey, rookie, go out there and warm up.
You need to learn just in case.
Yeah.
Here's Alex Presley. That ball's hit the center field and well. Adam Jones on the run, but he glides back to it and he has it for the out.
Well, he makes it look too easy, doesn't he? That ball was smoked. And he got a great first step and just cruised to that ball.
And on the 30th pitch of this game, Tommy Hunter gets the first out in the fourth. Tommy looking for his third win as the Orioles look for the sweep over the Pirates. Here's ball one to Neal. Walker struck out his first at bat. There's a bouncer towards the middle. Roberts to his right, plays the hop. And 2 down here in the fourth inning. Fans, tonight's Masson mobile word of the day is shortstop in honor of Mike Bordick. Text shortstop to 29292 for your chance to enter to win a meet and greet with Adam Jones. And stay tuned to Orioles games all week long on Masson for more chances to enter and win.
In honor of me, huh?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You're part of our family now. You have a lot of families to take care of. You have your family at home, and you have your Oriole family, and you have your Masson family. You're a busy guy. Tommy Hunter has retired all 11. This ball skied to right. Back on it is Pierce. And he has it for an out. So 12 up and 12 down for Tommy Hunter. He is in command. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 5-0 Orioles. Masson is brought to you by AT&T 4G LTE with speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G. AT&T rethink possible. By 5-Hour Energy. 5-Hour Energy fixes tired fast. And by your Baltimore BMW Center. Hey, Brian Roberts is up again. Bedard's got to be thinking, what's going on? I just saw this guy last inning. Third at bat already as we go to the fourth. And it's outside 1-0. Brian 1 out of 2. Singled his first at bat and scored the Orioles' first run. And an off-speed trip pitch floats in there for a strike. 1-1 on Brian. Bedard has struck out 1. He has walked 2. And he's allowed 6 hits. That ball's fouled the other way.
Take a look at Brian Roberts' new spikes down there. All orange. They have so many new styles nowadays. I don't know if I'd have the guts to wear spikes like that, though.
Well, you can hardly see them.
Oh, no, you can see them.
Here's the 1-2. That ball's pulled deep to left field. Back on it, Presley. Back it goes, and it is caught. He caught it at the wall. Wow. Just missed going out. Nice play by Alex Presley. Denies Roberts.
Yeah, nice swing by Brian. Inside fastball up. And he drives it out there. And Presley, just fearless, keeps going, going, going. He says, I'm going to catch this ball. He doesn't even care about the wall. Catches it right on it. Probably would have been a home run.
Yep. Here's J.J. Hardy. And it's high, 1-0. J.J.'s 0 for 2. Just flied out to center, popped up to Barajas, the catcher. And breaking ball in there, 1-1.
Boy, you can tell J.J. likes that middle end part of the plate. And with his home runs, I mean, he hits it down the Hardy line in left field. He's aggressive in there. So you see a lot of pitchers staying away, off-speed stuff, outer part of the plate. They wouldn't make a mistake. Boy, he's aggressive on it in there.
You saw Jim Joyce on the appeal. He said that Hardy swung at that, so it's a ball and 2 strikes. Orioles with a 5-0 lead. And he fouls off a breaking ball. Mike talked about Bedard's success with the Orioles, 40-35 in 114 games. He then went to Seattle and he had all kinds of injury problems and made only 46 starts as a Mariner and won 15, lost 14. And you might not remember, he was on the Red Sox late last year. They made a trade for him and he ended up making 8 starts for them and went 1-2. And then became a free agent and signed on with the Pirates. You saw Bedard gesture in there, just checking the sign. It's 2-2. And inside ball 3. The Orioles still lead the American League in striking out, but their approach has been a lot more patient as of late. Well, with the confidence of winning and you're hitting well. So.
I mean, they only have, I think, 1 strikeout tonight. Really good 2-strike approaches.
Yeah, that's a soft line drive. It's going to fall right center field. There's a base hit for Hardy. So Hardy has 3 hits in this series the opposite way. And a 1-out single here in the 4th. Time now for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. The last time the Orioles were 10 games above 500 this late in the season was June of 2005 when they were at 42-32. Buck Showalter has this team believing in itself, playing well. It's a real good group. You know, there's a core in there that you could just see that they feed off each other, they encourage each other, and it all starts with him.
Oh, you're exactly right. And I think, you know, they're not relying on one guy. I mean, Adam Jones obviously is having an exceptional year, but so many guys are doing well. I mean, every night there's a different hero, and everybody's producing and helping the team win. Obviously, the bullpen, I think, is the hugest story, or the biggest story, but offensively, a lot of contributors. And look at Brian Roberts. spark plug back. Talk about game changers. I mean, he was such a game changer just a few years ago before he got hurt. So to have him back in the top of the lineup really adds to the explosiveness of this offense.
Here's Chris Davis. And a strike. And here's the balance Mike is talking about, updated. Adam Jones, 39 RBIs. Davis, 31. Wieters, 2 tonight. His 7th multi-RBI game. Now is 29. Hardy, 28. Bedemeet and Markakis with 26. So 6 players with 20 or more RBIs. Incredible balance.
It sure is. I mean, that's a key to a successful team as well. I mean, I played on a team in '97 where there were only a couple guys. Rafael Palmeiro, I think he had like 30, almost 40 home runs that year. And Jeffrey Hammonds had a great year, hit 20, and he was the 4th outfielder.
Right.
But nobody else had over 20 home runs. There was a lot of guys with 10, but there were a lot of contributors throughout that lineup to help us win, night in and night out.
And there's another base hit for Davis. He just hooked it over the second baseman's head. Hardy's thinking about going to third, and he's going to try. The throw goes through, and he's safe. Very good base running by Hardy. Forced the issue, and he got into third base with 1 down.
Yeah, nice base running here. It's early in the game. The Orioles obviously have a big lead, but you have to stay aggressive and keep the pressure on. I mean, big league hitters, you never know if this Pirates offense is all of a sudden going to get hot. Nice job, nice aggressive base running right there by J.J. Hardy.
So here's Clint Hurdle, and that'll be all for Eric Bedard. Comes back to Camden Yards, goes 3 1/3. He's allowed 5 earned runs and 2 men on base as he leaves, his responsibility. So Bedard leaves, Slayton comes on, O's with the lead in the 4th. Tear 8 hits tonight, 36 hits in this series, a season high in a series on the year, and they've outscored the Pirates 20-7 so far, and 6 of the Pirates' runs came on Tuesday night. So Bedard chased after 3 1/3, 5 earned runs on 8 hits. The 2 men on base, his responsibility, just 1 strikeout and 2 walks in 84 pitches to get 10 outs.
Yeah, unable to put guys away, a lot of 2-out hits. That brings on Doug Slayton. Tall lefty, 6'5", kind of a slinger, about 3/4 arm slot. Mixes up his fastball and slider change, but really relies on that fastball to get ahead, and then you'll see him go to the changeup and the sliders when he's ahead in the count.
Hardy is at third, Davis at first. The only Oriole in the lineup this early in the game that has not been on base at least once is Andino, the number 9 hitter, who's 0 for 2. Adam Jones got on base. He was hit by a pitch his last at bat. First and third and 1 down. The Pirates will look for a ground ball for a double play. Off-speed pitch, and it's taken for a strike. I don't think you're looking for that pitch. First pitch when the guy comes in the game.
No, but number 4 hitters have a tendency to see a lot of different pitches. You know, they mix it up, especially a hitter like Adam Jones, how hot he is or has been.
Here's the 0-1. And that's a tapper out in front of the plate. Barajas has one play. It's at first. Moving up to second is Chris Davis, and holding at third is Hardy. So 2 down on that little tapper in front of the plate.
Yeah, a couple off-speed pitches, starts him off with a breaking ball and a changeup just off the end of the bat there.
Well, here's Matt Wieters. He's had a night. RBI single in the first, RBI double in the second. His 13th multi-hit game on the year, and he snapped out of an 0 for 8 in the series with the 2 hits. Outside 1-0.
Well, when the Orioles offense is clicking on all cylinders like it has been this series, I mean, there just isn't any rest. These pitchers there's no time to let up. They have to make quality pitches and execute just to get outs. I mean, everybody's swinging the bat really well.
Bounce towards the hole to his left. Alvarez, it gets on through as Barnes can't get it. Here's 1 run to score. Here's Davis to score. It's a 2-run single for Wieters and a 4 RBI night. A seeing eye hit. And a 7-0 Orioles lead.
Yeah, another 2-out hit by Matt Wieters. Mr. Clutch tonight. There's that ground ball. Alvarez makes an attempt, kind of shields Barnes from it, finds its way through.
6 of the 7 runs in this game for the Orioles have been driven in with 2 men down. And a 4 RBI game for Wieters. Here's Reynolds. And it's outside. Well, runs per game this season. Since June the 8th, Orioles tied for 3rd best in the majors at 6.40. Reynolds swings through the changeup. Now, Mike, you were talking about the balance, and there's Matt Wieters. He goes 0 for 8 in the first 2 games, and all he's done tonight is go 3 for 3 with 4 ribbies. He had a 5 RBI game back on April 16th. That was that exciting extra inning game in which he hit the grand slam at Chicago. But a 4 RBI night for Wieters.
Yeah, right back on track. From the right side, too. I mean, he was so hot early from the left side. Had to get both sides of the plate going.
I asked Buck Showalter before the game about this run as of late with the 2-out base hits, if there's any way to explain it, if it's simply the ebb and flow. And he said, I'd like to be able to tell you something. I know you're looking for something to go on and talk about, but there's no way to explain why it happens and then why it might stop. It just happens. And it's happened here tonight. That ball's hit the right center field. Tabata is on the run, and he can't get it. It bounces in there. He trapped it. Wieters will go to 3rd, and Reynolds to 2nd with a double. Outstanding call there by Jim Joyce, who was right on it. Tabata tried to sell it, but Reynolds gets in with a double.
Well, here's the effort. And there it does bounce. He comes up and tries to sell it like most outfielders will. Kind of hesitated a little bit too long, though, and let Mark Reynolds get into second base safely.
Orioles already have 5 doubles in this game, and Reynolds has 2 of them. And here's Steve Pearce. So that closes the book on Bedard. All 7 runs charged to Eric in 3 1/3 innings. Slayton has picked up 1 out since coming on, but back-to-back 2-out hits. Good take. Pierce is 1 out of 2. He drove in 2 runs with a double in the first inning. That capped the rally. Drove in the final 2 of the 4-run inning. There's a strike on the outside corner. Pierce thought it was wide. Wieters and Reynolds on with 2 down. Swings through a changeup, 2-2.
Pretty good late movement on that pitch right there.
Orioles have out hit the Pirates 10-0 in this game. The 2-2, high fly ball, deep left field, back it goes. It is gone for Pierce. And the Orioles laying it on the Pirates in the 4th.
Pierce's first home run for the Orioles this year. Helping this onslaught, this offensive onslaught the Orioles have been putting on the Pirates this series. 10-0 in the 4th inning.
Our Exmo brought to you by Toshiba. There's Tollison first ball swing and skies it. McCutchen charges in on it, and he has it for the out. Second time in this game, the Orioles get 8 men to the plate. They score 5. Steve Pierce with the exclamation point. He has a 5 RBI night, and the Orioles are rolling over the Pirates in the 4th. And in this game, he has faced 12 batters. He has retired all 12 batters. And to get through 4 innings, just 35 pitches. 6 of the 12 batters, he's thrown first pitch strikes. And the Orioles getting some attention. Tom Singer, MLB.com reporter, tweets, just the Pirates' luck to go into Baltimore and run into Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, and Mike Cuellar. Of course, in the modern era, Wei-Yin Chen, Jake Arrieta, and Tommy Hunter.
Yeah, they've been throwing great. There's 3 outstanding performances so far. Jake threw a great game last night. Chen's been very consistent all year, and Tommy Hunter has really found a groove. That slight adjustment we talked about earlier about moving to the first base side of the mound, or the pitcher's rubber, seems to have made a huge difference. I mean, he's down in the zone making quality pitches, pounding the strike zone, being very aggressive in there, and execute and hasn't really made any mistakes.
Garrett Jones leads off. McGee and Alvarez will follow. 10-0 Orioles. Now back out of play, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Jones popped up foul to Andino at third, his first at bat, on a nice basket catch by Andino over his shoulder. And it's outside. 2-2. Ten balls, 29 strikes. That's a good ratio.
Oh, it sure is.
2-2 is popped up, shallow left, tough play, and it falls in for a base hit. And there's the first base runner for the Pirates. A blue pit to left field leading off the 5th. Tollison was deep, and he just couldn't get in on it. And because of the shift, Hardy was near the middle.
Yeah, broke his bat. Just jammed it out there and ended up in no man's land. Pretty unfortunate, but the crowd gives Tommy Hunter a nice round of applause, giving up that first hit. Well, you play the trends, and the Orioles were overshifting with Hardy on the other side, and of course Jones goes against it and hits it where Hardy might have had a play if he was at his regular position. Here's Casey McGee. First time tonight, Tommy Hunter from the stretch. Ground ball towards the hole. There's a base hit to right field. So back-to-back singles to begin this inning for the Pirates. The Mid-Atlantic Sports Report is back on tomorrow from 5 to 6:30. Join Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Dave Johnson, and Phil Wood. They'll have the latest on the Orioles as the Birds begin their weekend series in Atlanta against the Braves. That's tomorrow. The Mid-Atlantic Sports Report at 5 on MASN. Matt Wieters out to the mound. It's the first time tonight there's been a runner at second base, so they have to make sure they have the signs correct and are in sync. Alvarez dangerous with the power. You see the 8 home runs, but the low batting average, so that tells you that he chases a lot. Really doesn't have command of his strike zone. He's chased tonight a few times. Hunter struck him out once on a nice pitch away that ended up about a foot off the plate. He chased it. So, if Tommy can get ahead, he can expand that zone on a hitter like Alvarez.
1-0 the count. This ball sliced to left. Tollison, a long run, still coming. He gets there and he makes the catch. So Tollison with a nice play and 1 man down. Here's our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. And Manny Machado starting to turn it around. He's got a 4-game hitting streak, batting .353 during the streak with 6 base hits, couple of doubles, an RBI, and a stolen base, and batting .242 on the year with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs in the 61 games. And we have to remember he's still just 19 years old, and it would have been very easy for the Orioles to let him go back to Frederick this year and start there and then maybe promote him about this time of year. Instead, he goes to Bowie to begin the season, and as the pitch misses tight to Tabata, and now he's starting to gain the experience there against the more experienced pitchers, and he's beginning to turn it around. Yeah, he's learning a lot down there. There were a couple good examples. Brian Roberts, who went down on a rehab assignment, I think helped him out a lot. And when Brian was down there, Terry Crowley and Denny Hawking, were able to work with a lot of the younger players like Machado and Jonathan Scope, and with the help of Brian Roberts. So, I think there was a lot of great input, and both Machado and Scope are really adept at learning and understanding. And I think they're at the age now where they're starting to feel the things that, Terry Crowley and Hawking are telling them, and understanding, how to make the adjustments at the plate. I mean, there are a lot of times if they might make an out, they don't really know what they did wrong, but they're at the age now where they're starting to know and understand, and they can start coaching themselves. And let's not forget, it's only Manny's second full pro season, because it took him so long to sign after he was drafted. He got into about 7 games that year. So, yeah, it would have been real easy for John Stockstill and Dan Duquette to say, well, let's send the kid to Frederick, let him put up some big numbers and gain his confidence. But what is he learning if he's already dominated that league? Yeah, well, you can tell when guys are going to be able to handle that type of promotion just by the way they're made up, what their makeup is, what their character is. A 19-year-old kid, is he going to be able to handle the ups and downs in Double-A? Well,
they thought he was going to be able to and learn more and make himself better because of that.
So 3-2 is the count on Jose Tabata. With 2 on and 1 out now, as for the first time in this game the Pirates have base runners. 3-2, and he got it. A lot of downward movement on that pitch, and Tabata swung through it for the second out.
Yeah, he's executing his pitches, boy. Look at that late life, down and in. Tabata's been exposed in that same location. Arrieta really opened him up last night. Just about that same pitch. A lot of swing overs and swing and misses. Hunter took advantage of that hole he has.
Rod Barajas now. That ball's ripped to left field. Back it goes, and it is gone. There's a 3-run home run for Rod Barajas, and the Pirates get on the board. Well, there's a veteran hitter, Mike. He was guessing fastball. He got it, and he ripped it.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter has not made many mistakes tonight. And he's just trying to get ahead, but unfortunately that pitch is about center cut to Barajas. And he put some damage on it with the 3-run home run.
Our Exmo brought to you by Toshiba. His 6th home run. The Pirates are on the board. And there's a strike to Barmes. So the home run trend continues for Tommy. That's the 17th he's allowed on the year. And he's allowed home runs in 10 of his 12 starts. Barmes flied out his first at bat. We're in the 5th inning. It's only his 2nd at bat. This ball's lined to left, and that's going to fall in front of Tollefson for a base hit. So 4 hits in the inning against Tommy Hunter. And Showalter looking on from his spot on the bench. And Matt Wieters out for a chat. He has been so pitch efficient. That blue pit by Garrett Jones gave the Pirates some life, and they've come on here and they have scored 3 runs. 53 pitches only for Tommy Hunter, 38 strikes. There's a foul off the foot of the leadoff man, Alex Presley. There is Resop, Chris Resop getting loose. He's already appeared in this series. Got into the game Tuesday night for an inning. This is the 7th batter to bat here in the 5th. Strike on the inside corner, 0-2. The Orioles team ERA at 3.79 was good for 6th best in the American League coming into tonight's game. 0-2 to Presley. He got him. Waves at it. Strikeout number 5. Pirates get 3. Bottom of the 5th coming up. 10-3-0s. Back in, Jim Hunter and Mike Bordick as the Orioles look to complete the 3-game sweep. And we talked about it, Mike, in our open tonight. You want to win the series, but when you win the first 2 games, you want to get greedy and get that 3rd game. In particular, it would close out a 5-1 homestand.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, you really have to get greedy. Keep your foot right on their neck. The team is down. They just lost 2 games in a row. Been a hot offense. Keep them going, and the Orioles offense has really not let the crowd down. I mean, they're hot again here in the early going, putting up 10 runs, just 5 innings, so they're swinging it.
Well, if you're the Braves and you're scouting the Orioles for the series coming up beginning tomorrow in Atlanta, you're looking at this lineup thinking, well, wait a minute, there's so much balance on this team, so much production. Who do we go after? How do we get these guys out?
Yeah, well, and that's the pressure you put on a starting pitching staff. It doesn't matter who's watching the Orioles right now. There's nobody 1 through 9. I mean, everybody can hurt you. So you have to be careful. You have to make quality pitches and execute, or there's going to be a lot of damage done.
And Chris Resop will come on for Pittsburgh as Slayton got the final 2 outs in that 4th inning. So the Orioles already seen their 3rd different pitcher on the mound. It is a right-handed heavy lineup for the Birds, so Clint Hurdle goes to the bullpen for a lefty. Slayton in 2/3 of an inning allows 3 runs on 3 hits. So here is Chris Resop. Young O's will rule the yard, and O's fans will protect our house. Like Showalter said, if we win, they'll do that, and they're beginning to do it. We have a nice crowd on hand here for the finale of this 3-game series.
Well, now I get to face Chris Resop here. Resop, pretty aggressive pitcher. He tops out about 95 miles an hour with his fastball, and he isn't scared. He comes right after guys, and he's going to challenge them.
Andino, first ball swinging, slices it down the right field line, and it's back in the crowd.
And I think with this type of lead, 10-3, he's going to continue to be aggressive and just try to go after guys, not be too fine and picky.
Andino's 0 for 2. He's in the number 9 spot, getting a start at 3rd base tonight. Down and away, 1-1. An Orioles win, and they'll pull within a half game of the idle Yankees for the top spot in the division. They would be even in the win column at 37. And they'd be 1 down in the loss column. The Yankees have 25 losses, the Orioles 26. Hard hit to right at second. There's Walker. And Andino's retired for the first out here in the 5th inning. Well, our O's Extra Postgame Tune-In brought to you by PNC Bank for the Achiever in you. Tom Davis, Rick Dempsey standing by. They'll have the analysis on the game, all the highlights. Of course, you'll hear from Buck Showalter, his postgame press conference, player interviews from the clubhouse, and more. All that coming up. O's Extra Postgame presented by PNC. Brian Roberts will bat left-handed for the first time tonight. He singled in the 1st and scored. He has since flied out twice, nearly hit a home run his last at-bat. And looks over a fastball for a strike.
Kind of ironic that Brian Roberts comes back into the Orioles lineup, and in 3 games they've had 40 hits. One player, I don't know if he makes that much of a difference, but I think in the Orioles offense, I think it makes them feel more relaxed to have this veteran leadership, veteran leadoff hitter that they've been hoping for and looking for the last couple years, wanting him back so badly. And just back at the top of that lineup really gives it such a stronger look.
Yeah, the way he approaches at-bats, the way he looks over pitches, the way he takes pitches. You would think it would have some kind of an effect on the other hitter, saying, well, wait a minute. He works the count. He fouls off pitches. He doesn't overswing. He has been there for so long and understands about working the count. 1-2 is popped up. left side. Barmas, the shortstop, wants it. He's got it for the second out. Fans, don't forget the Orioles have launched their Vote Orange campaign. Help your favorite birds get voted into the 2012 All-Star Game in Kansas City. Adam Jones and Matt Wieters are close in the voting at their position. Several other Orioles are also in the mix, so the Birds are asking their fans to vote the maximum 25 times per email address on your phone. And fans who vote can visit any fan assistance center to receive the I Voted Vote Orange campaign sticker, as well as a voucher for $5 off a future ticket purchase at the box office. So vote for your Orioles so they'll be well represented in Kansas City. J.J. Hardy takes a strike. 2 quick outs by Resop.
A lot of deserving Orioles should be in Kansas City. J.J. Hardy's played the great shortstop. Power numbers are up.
Oh, one breaking ball snaps in there for a strike. Good pitch. 1-2. Nick Markakis with the team. And he will travel with the team to Atlanta. Tomorrow is the 2-week anniversary of his surgery on the hamate bone. And this one's pop foul out of play. Buck Showalter was asked before the game how much longer before he'll be able to resume baseball activities, and it says, well, it depends who you talk to. If you talk to him, it's now.
Yeah. Well, he was out there with a glove today playing catch.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Is he allowed to do that?
I don't know. I don't know if he got medical clearance, but I saw him with a glove on, and there were coaches around, so.
Fastball's high, and Resop turns his back on home plate umpire James Hoy. Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch. I think JJ got away with one there.
A ball and 2 strikes on Hardy. 2 outs and nobody on in the Oriole 5th. And he went too far on that pitch, down and away, so he's down on strikes. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the 6th. The Orioles enjoying a 10-3 lead.
Geico highlights. Steve Pearce delivers the 2 RBI double to right center in the 1st inning. And Matt Wieters drives a ground rule double. RBI double in the 3rd inning. And Steve Pearce comes up again in the 4th. Boom, 3-run home run. Nice night for Steve Pearce. Orioles offense hot in the early going of this game. Steve Pearce 2 for 3 with a double and a home run and 5 RBIs. Matt Wieters 3 for 3. That double in 4 stakes. Tommy Hunter's been pitching pretty well. That last inning made it through, giving up a 3-run home run to Rod Barajas. But other than that, been pitching very well.
Ball 1 to Neil Walker, who was leading off in the Pirates' 6th inning. And there's a strike. Well, between innings, This big crowd here having fun. They were playing In the Navy on the great sound system here at Camden Yards. And hey, that guy down in the front there, he's having a good old time. This ball's lined to left. Tollison in on it, and it hangs up long enough, and he has it for the out. So Tollison, who yesterday completed a drive to Norfolk, unpacked, got a phone call and said, come on back. Well, here's what winning will do. The fans come out, they have a good time. Kids are out of school, so hey, Mom and Dad, let's go to the ball game.
That's pretty exciting.
Here's McCutchen. And he takes a strike. McCutchen has a hit in each game in this series, and he continues that as he has a hit here. Base hit up the middle. But he's had only one hit in each game in this series. And the Orioles have held him to just one RBI. That was a sac fly on Tuesday. Ayala gave up the sac fly, and the run was charged to Chen.
Yeah, you know, you talk about the balance of the Orioles offense. Well, the Pirates offense doesn't really have the potential that the Orioles offense does, and McCutchen is that guy that you really have to try to control, and they've done a nice job this whole series limiting his production.
Well, one out single. Here's Garrett Jones. And he takes a strike, and even with that bloop base hit, his last at bat the other way, the Orioles still have the shift on. And as you can see, Hardy on the other side of second base. Roberts deep in the hole. Breaking ball stays outside, 1-1. Normally you would be concerned about McCutchen running here, but when you're down by 7, it's probably not a good idea to try.
Yeah, they're not going to take a chance. 10-3. I mean, there are some teams that may. Tampa Bay stays pretty aggressive. It doesn't matter what the score is. Seems like they're always trying to run and continue to put the pressure on, but I don't think Clint Hurdle's going to be doing that. 10-3 ball game in the 6th.
When Jones led off with that blue pit in the 5th, he became the Pirates' first base runner. Late on the swing, and he fouls it back out of play. 2-2. The foul ball. The fan was surprised that it came to him.
Yeah.
It's a fly ball to center field. Jones back on it, still going, and it's over his head and bounces over the wall for a ground rule double. Boy, that ball just kept on carrying.
Yeah, it really did. I don't think Adam Jones thought it was going to be going that far. And when he looked up for the second time, it was beating him to that 400 mark, 410 mark. He tried to catch up to it, but no chance.
So Jones is 2 for 3 with that double. And the Pirates are trying to make some noise here. They were down 10-0. It's now 10-3, and they have 2 in scoring position with 1 down. Here's Casey McGee, the first baseman. And then he looks at a strike. When last inning began, the Pirates did not have a hit. Now they have 6 hits. Bouncer to third, and Dino will let the run score to get the out at first, and 2 men down. So 2 down in the inning. It's a 10-4 game. Well, the Orioles are trying to string together 3 consecutive wins by starters. And you see the back-to-back wins by starters on the year. April 24th and 25th against the Blue Jays. Tommy Hunter and Jason Hamill, May 1st and 2nd at New York. Brian Madison, Jake Arrieta And in this series against the Pirates, Wei-Yin Chen and Jake Arrieta, the only time all year starters have won 3 consecutive starts the very first 3 games of the season.
Yeah, that's surprising, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And for as well as they've been playing, but it's a good opportunity for them to get back on track.
The starters have 22 victories and 21 losses. Jake Arrieta, there's Jason Hamill, Wei-Yin Chen. Ryan Mattis has already headed out to Atlanta.
Yeah, he took off this afternoon, right.
There's the 1-0. It's down and away.
Yeah, after he took his BP, got on a plane and headed down to Atlanta, get well rested. Love to see that the starting pitchers all sitting together in the dugout.
Oh, absolutely.
Talking about either their own starting pitcher, how he's doing.
And a base hit to left field for Alvarez. Heading towards the plate is Garrett Jones. He will score, and it's a 10-5 game. So the Pirates have cut the Orioles' lead in half.
Well, that's unfortunate for Tommy. I mean, he was cruising along so well, and then that one blue pit seems to have led to this the last couple innings where they've been able to put up a 5 spot.
Well, the Pirates are taking a page from the Orioles book here. They have scored 4 of their 5 runs with 2 men down. And Rick Adair out for a chat with the right-hander. And it certainly has been a tale of 2 games for Tommy. First 4 innings, 12 up and 12 down. And he has scuffled in the last 2 innings since that blue pit to left field off the bat of Garrett Jones. '21 pitch 5th, 15 pitches here in the 6th. Here's Jose Tabata. He grounded out his first at bat, struck out his last at bat. Alvarez not a stolen base threat. He does not have a steal on the year. Tommy Hunter letting him know he knows he's there.
Right.
And then a slow roller towards third. It will go foul.
Boy, that's been a really effective pitch right there for Tommy Hunter. Little 2-seamers, getting some nice down action. He's thrown it a lot tonight. Thrown it very well. It's been an effective pitch for him.
Tabata's had multi-hit games in each game in this series. And he's 0 for 2 tonight. 23-year-old in his 3rd season with Pittsburgh. And he swings through at 0-2.
Yeah, just look at that pitch. He's throwing back-to-back pitches about the same location. That one, little extra movement. That's nasty. If he can get that type of consistent movement to righties down and in, along with his cutter, can be very effective.
0-2, check swing, and he fouled it off. Alvarez at first, RBI single. His first hit in the series. The 0-2 is a little low, 1-2. Tommy is trying to improve his interleague record to 3-1, and he's trying to even his season record at 3-3. Slow roller towards short. There's Hardy. He'll flip to Roberts. There's the force at second, and the inning ends. But the Pirates get 2 more. They led to the bottom of the 6th. Orioles 10, Pirates 5. Tomorrow as the O's hit the road for a 2-city 6-game road trip. First stop Atlanta against the Braves. Game 1 tomorrow night. Brian Mattis on the mound against Tommy Hanson. Our coverage on Masson 2 HD begins at 7 o'clock with O's Extra presented by Jeep. And then game coverage at 7:30. And the Braves are having a good year, although at the moment they have lost 4 in a row because the Yankees just swept them in 3, and they're now 5 games back of the Nationals. 34-29 is their record. Chipper Jones has had some injury problems, and this is last season. 33 games, 304 with 5 home runs. And Craig Kimbrell, the closer, 18 out of 19. Orioles are expecting to see Hanson, Beachy, and Delgado.
Yeah, that Kimbrell, pretty impressive closer. Pretty much matching up to the Orioles closer, Jim Johnson there. But they have a real young starting pitching staff. Tim Hudson being the veteran of it. But so they kind of are a little bit inconsistent, I think, that starting pitching with the Braves. And they just ran through a buzzsaw with the New York Yankees trying to control that lineup. And hopefully the Baltimore Orioles lineup stays hot going up against them.
Yeah, the Braves' problem the last 2 days is they got ahead of the Yankees and couldn't hold the lead.
Yeah.
The Yankees won the 1 game 6-4 with a 6-run inning. Rehsop stays on. Here's Chris Davis. And swings through an off-speed pitch, 0-1. Well, Davis has a perfect night going. See his numbers hitting at Camden Yards. 9 home runs, 23 RBIs with a .333 average. He crept into the top 10 in batting in the American League, and he's added to his average. He was 10th at .305 coming in. He's now at .312. He has walked and scored, doubled and scored, singled and scored.
He's been working hard at his approach. You know, he's been, I think, the early going, a little bit inconsistent. We saw some last year. Obviously, the power potential has been there, but having a consistent swing and approach at the plate, he's really starting to find himself. He's so young as well. So many young hitters go through those pains and learning about themselves and their strike zone and what their capabilities are. And here in the early going is really coming into his own. Looking good at the plate. Very hot right now.
26 years old is Davis. And he pulls it foul. Last year, he appeared in 28 games with Texas and 31 games with the Orioles after the trade. As he was picked up on July 30th with Tommy Hunter for Koji Uehara. He did play in 113 games with Texas in 2009 and hit 21 home runs. 1-2 the count. And he got him. Foul tip held by Barajas. So a real good job of pitching there by Resop as he got him with the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, a lot of off-speed pitches that at bat. Everything down in the zone. Even though that's a pretty dangerous place to live with Chris Davis, because that's his sweet spot down there, but a little bit out in front. Good late break on that off-speed pitch.
Resop has retired all 4 since coming on. Adam Jones hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. He has flied out and hit a tapper out in front of the plate. And a base hit to right field for Adam Jones. That heads towards the corner as Tabata will play the carom. Adam Jones going for 2, and he is in with a 1-out double.
Wow, nice swing. Seen him do that time and time again this year, not trying to pull off the ball, but stay on it. A fastball on the outer part of the plate. Wow, keeps his head on it. Front shoulder in and drives it down the right field line for a double. Gets challenged a little bit, the right field arm, but able to get in there safely.
So 6 doubles on the night, ties a season high for the Orioles. They had 6 doubles against the Yankees on April 9th. And 6 doubles here tonight. Here's Matt Wieters, who has a perfect night going. He has 3 hits, and all 3 hits have driven in runs. Orioles are 6 for 12 tonight with runners in scoring position. Wieters rips it to the gap in right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Adam Jones can walk home, and Wieters will cruise into second base with his 4th RBI hit of the night. It is 11-5 Baltimore.
Man, oh man. It's nice to see Matt Wieters getting hot again. Both sides of the plate. And you think, oh, we'll turn him around a little bit. Pitch away, gets his arms extended, drives it to the right center field gap. And Joe says, thank you very much. I don't have to run as hard. Walks into home.
So Wieters has a 4 RBI game. Steve Pearce tonight has a 5 RBI game. And here's Mark Reynolds now with Wieters at second base. So it is 7 for 13 with runners in scoring position. And it's in there for a strike. 0-1 on Reynolds. Reynolds with a couple of doubles on the night. RBI and a couple of runs. That ball hit the center field. McCutchen in on it, got a late start. Diving try, and it's off his glove, and it caroms to right field. Wieters will be held at third, and Reynolds on at first. That ball must have had some of that backward spin because McCutchen, who's really good out there covering ground, he misjudged it, and Reynolds benefits.
Yeah, made a nice effort, though, to get to it. Really, you could see that closing speed he has, and just hit off the end of his glove. And pretty lucky that there wasn't a faster runner at second base. Talking about the Pirates defense, because both the left fielder and the right fielder, should have been the right fielder over there backing up on that play. They didn't even move. So if that ball would have ended up getting by him, McCutchen's on his own. Kicked far enough over to the right fielder that he was able to keep Wieters, but any kind of fast speed at second base, and he would have scored easily.
And here is Steve Pearce. And breaking ball is down and away. So Orioles 5, 6, and 7 hitters tonight. How about this? 9 out of 11, 5 runs, 5 doubles, a home run, and 11 RBIs. All 11 RBIs from this part of the lineup. And Pearce pops it up. Might not be deep enough to get Wieters in. He'll tag anyway to draw a throw. There's Presley. And Wieters bluffs coming down the line as Presley fires in. So Pierce puts it in play, but 2 men are down. All Orioles full and partial season plan holders are reminded that their exclusive State of the Orioles event is set for next Saturday, June 23rd. All plan holders will enjoy a private Q&A session with Dan Duquette and Buck Showalter. It begins at 4:30 prior to the Orioles Nationals game. And full season and 29-game plan holders recently received their passes to the exclusive autograph session with the team that begins at 3:45. Now, plan holders with any questions, contact your personal account rep, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com/OCP. That is always a lot of fun because the fans ask the questions.
Yeah. Sometimes pretty entertaining questions.
Tollefson down the line, and it hooks back foul.
Talk about the balance. I mean, this whole series, the first game was the 1 through 4 hitters really taking over. Last night it seemed the bottom of the order, about 5 through 9, really had good nights. And tonight, the middle of the order.
Two on and two down. Yeah, called strike, and a late called strike by James Hoy. Tollefson does not agree.
Yeah, you hear some boos in the crowd. Tollefson shaking his head.
Barajas brought the glove back. He looked at it and goes, "Oh yeah, that's a strike."
Well, pitch track said it was a strike, but didn't look good from here, and in Tollefson's eyes either.
No 2 is bounced to short. Barmes will get the force at second on Reynolds, and that ends the inning. But the Orioles get another run on 2 base hits. We'll head to the 7th. All Orioles. Innings and is the pitcher of record on the winning side as the Orioles hold an 11-5 lead on the Pirates. Strange game for Tommy. 12 up, 12 down over the first 4 innings. Then he allows 5 runs over the last 2.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, he didn't have to get pitch out of the stretch there for 4 innings. Really had great command, kept everything down in the zone, and then in the 4th, a bloop base hit gets him out of the stretch, and then the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. I mean, he still made some quality pitches through his innings, but he gave up that first pitch home run to Barajas, and then had a little trouble in the 6th, giving up a couple runs. And that brings on Darren O'Day. Been in 28 games this year. Done a super job for the Orioles. One of the studs, another stud out of the bullpen. Side armor gives everybody a different look, and both lefties and righties he's had success off. Just a 175 batting average against the lefties, 195 for righties.
Well, he last pitched on Sunday. He was the winning pitcher when the Orioles walked it off against the Phillies. Buck Showalter was talking before the game about bullpens and how you use them and how you try not to abuse them. And, of course, it all begins with the starter. And Tommy Hunter did at least give the Orioles 6 innings tonight as Rod Barajas comes up. Pop foul out of play. But he said, while you don't like to use them too often, the other thing you have to make sure is you don't not use them too often. Now, he hasn't pitched since Sunday, Darren O'Day. Here he is on the last game of the homestand. 4 days ago, he was on the mound, so he gets in there tonight.
Right, keep him fresh. It's quite a balancing act. And good managers and pitching coaches work hand in hand, and they know the guys that need the work and how they're going to set it up if there's a blowout, if your starting pitcher can't make it through the second inning, how the chips are going to fall out of the bullpen. And I think the Orioles have been really fortunate. Some guys out of the bullpen have stepped up. The Longman, Dana Evelyn, Troy Patton, just done a super job to help keep that the rest of the guys in the bullpen strong. Guys like O'Day and Strope and Jim Johnson.
There's Jim Johnson with Kevin Gregg. There's Pedro, who pitched last night on his birthday, 27th birthday. He hadn't been in a game since last Saturday, and he was a little rusty last night. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Barajas for the first out here in the 7th. And Buck Showalter said, regardless of how the game was, as we look at the strikeout, Strope was getting in that game last night because he needed the work.
Right. Yeah, and same way with O'Day right here. And there's a look at that upshoot fastball. So effective for O'Day. I mean, all hitters expect the sidearm pitches to be down. He's got that sweeping slider, and man, he shoots that fastball up. Very effective pitch for him.
Here's Clint Barmas, the number 9 batter, the Pittsburgh shortstop. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And the Orioles pitching staff is back to the proper 5 starters, 7 relievers. They have been going with 8 relievers up until last night, but Arrieta, who became the 8th reliever, went back in the rotation.
Yeah.
And he never did get in a game out of the bullpen.
Thank goodness. You hope he can build on that start. I think he learned a lot about himself.
Sky to right. Easy play for Pierce. And 2 down here in the 7th inning. Time now for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. We'll hear the candidates. How about Steve Pierce? 5 RBI night. He has a 2-run double and a 3-run home run. Mark Reynolds on the night has 3 hits, including an RBI double. Or Matt Wieters, who is 4 for 4 with 4 RBI hits. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard, A, B, or C, to 31826. O'Day gets the first 2, and here's Alex Presley. Fly ball to left, Tollison charging in, and he's got it. So O'Day comes on, quiets it down, a 3-up, 3-down inning. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. Of the U.S. Army is being brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, serving the military for over 75 years. If you're in the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, the Department of Defense, or if your family is, we'd be proud to serve you too. 237 years ago, the United States Army was established to defend our nation. NASN and our proud sponsors salute all of America's Army for their willingness to sacrifice to build a better future for others. And a lot of our naval personnel are on hand here tonight because of all the ships in the harbor.
Yeah.
Celebration. And they're having a good time. Sale Baltimore. And we thank all of those folks who have chosen the military as a career to help us defend our freedoms. And so we can enjoy baseball on a Thursday night at Camden Yards.
All right, exactly.
So we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Andino will lead off as Resop stays on. He's done a pretty good job. He's at least giving Clint Hurdle some innings. Bedard, the starter, 3 1/3. Eric allowed 7 runs. Slayton gave up 3 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. And Resop has allowed 1 run in 2 innings. Andino is 0 for 3. He's the Orioles' number 9 batter tonight, and the only Oriole not to be on base in this game. And a strike called on Andino.
Not the same pitch that was called a strike on Tolleson right there.
He didn't like the call, but he accepted the explanation.
Yeah.
He nodded. Yeah, okay. Barajas does a real good job of framing pitches. He's real good at it. Fouled off 0-2. Resop has 2 strikeouts since coming on. The Orioles in this game have struck out only 3 times. Bedard had 1. Resop has 2. Resop, a deliberate worker. And then he overthrows, and it's outside, a ball and 2 strikes. There's Dana Evelyn in the Orioles' pen. Buck said he got up in the bullpen last night not to come in the game because he needed to throw from a mound. 1-2 as it's slowly towards third. He got a piece of the curveball and fouled it off. That is a real strength of Buck Showalter, how he manages a bullpen. He is terrific at it.
Well, he's been incredible this year, because there have been some really tough situations, a lot of extra inning games. We've had a few situations where starting pitchers, didn't make it out of the 3rd inning. So for them to be as sharp as they've been for so long and so consistent out there, not only a tribute to them out in the bullpen, but to Buck Showalter and Rick Adair for managing it so well.
Evelyn last Friday. He got into 3 innings against the Phillies. But going back to the Boston series, that's the only game he's been in. So it's 1 game in 10 days. Ground ball slowly hit towards second. Walker to his left. And there's an out. So 1 away here in the 7th. For every Orioles walk this season, CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the American Heart Association Heart Walk. To date, the Orioles have drawn 178 walks for a total of $8,900. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. Beautiful overhead view of downtown on this Thursday night. Summer is here, even though officially not for a week. Brian Roberts takes a strike. See, I could tell on the way back today, walking the dogs, they didn't want to go back up the hill. It's too hot now.
Right. Getting warmer, isn't it?
Those tongues were hanging. Come on, Bobby. Come on, Sadie. Let's go up the hill. Bounce towards the hole. Walker to his left. He gloves, and he'll get Roberts for the 2nd out. So 2 ground ball outs to Neil Walker at second base in the 7th inning. $29,995 on hand. Good crowd on this Thursday night. The final game of the homestand. 23,000 plus last night after 15,000 plus on Tuesday, the night where the threat of rain hurt the crowd. J.J. Hardy now. And it's low, 1-0.
You had mentioned that J.J. this series has 3 hits to right field. You know, that's a great sign for him. He's aware of what they try to do to him, taking what they're giving him, hitting the ball the other way, and then when they make a mistake over the plate, he's ready to pounce on it. You saw his hot zone being middle and then middle down and in where he's most aggressive. So he'll get his knocks the other way. He's showing he can handle the bat. And when they make a mistake over the plate, you know, JJ's got enough power. We saw that last year with his 30 home runs, and he has 11 right now, so he can do some damage with it.
Checks a swing at a breaking ball and appeal to first. He did not go, says Jim Joyce. Well, the American League coming into play tonight had a 64-52 one-loss record over the National League. That ball's ripped and fair down the line. It just stayed fair. Hardy heads for second base as Presley plays it back in. How about that? The 8th double of the game for the Orioles.
Well, there's a great example of what we were talking about. He had been worked away. You see Barajas setting up away, and this breaking ball stays out over the middle of the plate, makes a mistake, and he turns and burns on it right down the line.
You could see the concentration as he watched that ball all the way to the bat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he has such, his head is so good, always right on the barrel, better than anybody, and it stays there long. Very rarely do you see his head pull off the ball.
So Hardy has his second hit of the game, his 19th multi-hit game, and here's Chris Davis. He is 2 for 3 plus a walk. Fouls it off, 0-1. The Orioles have now hit a home run in 6 consecutive games with the Steve Pearce home run. 10 home runs in those 6 games.
And you know they're successful when they hit the home run.
Yeah, there's been a big barometer for them on the year, no doubt about it. Wonderful on Davis. And it gets away from Barajas, and that will allow Hardy to get to third. And it should be a wild pitch. It looked like it bounced. And it is a wild pitch, so Hardy's at third with 2 men down. Here's DeMarlo Hale talking it over with the Orioles shortstop. A lot of the talk on the bench before the game today after the early BP was about the Matt Cain perfect game last night.
Yeah.
Everyone talking about the defense and the last play by Arias at third base when he got his feet tangled up.
Yeah, that was an interesting play. I mean, it's a little scary as, you know, the last play of the game, ball's hit to you. Looked like he was going to fall down.
Chris Davis played with Arias in Texas. And he said when he was acquired by the Rangers from the Yankees, he had just a cannon arm as a shortstop, but he was young and inexperienced. And then he had some shoulder issues, but he showed last night what an arm he has.
That was a great throw. Off balance on his heels. Threw a strike as well. Another pretty good defensive play in that game to preserve that perfect game of the center fielder.
Yeah, Blanco.
Oh, my goodness.
2-2 the count. Ground ball towards the middle. There's Walker. He backhands. And he will get Davis for the out and the inning in. So a 2-out double, a man left. We're through 7. Good night for the Birds. The Orioles with an 11-5 lead over the Pirates. Danny Evelyn getting set to come on for the Birds. sweep of the Pirates. It would be their 5th series sweep of the year. They swept a 3-game series from Minnesota to begin the seaseason, with Nick Markakis going 5 for 9 with a couple of home runs and 4 ribbies. Then 3 from the Blue Jays, where the Orioles starters just dominated, 1 run earned in the entire series. The Red Sox series at Fenway, the 39 innings in 3 games, and then that 2-game sweep in Kansas City where the bullpen was fabulous. There was a 15-inning game there, 1 earned run in 11 innings. The Pirates have been swept only once this season, so the Orioles are going for their 5th sweep of the year. The Birds also had 4 other series in which they won the first 2 games of the series but lost the 3rd. So they're trying again, stay greedy, get that 3rd game and get on to Atlanta.
Yeah, well, and if you had to put the cliff note on why the Orioles possibly or potentially could sweep the Pirates, it's because of their offense. 15 hits the first night, 14 hits yesterday, 15 hits already tonight. So the bats have come alive.
Here's Neil Walker, the switch hitter, will bat right against Dana Evelyn. And he takes a strike. So Dana gets into a game. For the first time since last Friday night, when he came out against the Phillies and pitched 3 shutout innings on 4 strikeouts. The Orioles, when the healthy players are ready to come back, are going to have some really difficult roster decisions. Brian Roberts is now back. That temporarily cost Steve Tollison a spot, but he's back because Chavez is hurt. Markakis will be back soon. Buck Showalter said today that Matt Lindstrom is beginning to throw. He threw BP today in Florida, and he's getting closer and closer to a minor league rehab, so he's due to come back. It's a good problem to have, but you can only have 25 at one time, and the Orioles now have more than that because of all the depth that was brought in. There's Endy, who went on the DL today. Buck said before the game he doesn't believe Endy's injury will keep him out longer than the 15 days. And the phrase that Buck uses all the time, opportunity. How about Steve Pearce? You think he's taking advantage of opportunity?
Boy, isn't he? Well, so many of these players that have come up and really done a nice job. I mean, Xavier Avery, when he came up for that brief stint, really started off great and helped the team. For a week was hitting the ball, playing great defense. So he did a nice job as a young player to come up. But now there's some veteran guys out there, Steve Tollison, Pierce doing a nice job, and when the players that are injured end up coming back, I mean, just think of how many guys you can end up counting on if something else happens, and guys that have already proven themselves, to Buck Showalter and Dan Duquette. So there's no fear, and you hit the nail on the head, the depth. And the Orioles haven't really had that in the past. So there's a nice comfort in knowing that.
Well, and how about the job Ron Johnson's doing down there managing AAA? From day to day, he has no idea who's going to be on his team.
I know, insane.
There's another 3-2 pitch. It's popped up. Reynolds again straddling the line, and now back fair makes the catch. And one down here in the 8th inning. With 6 strikeouts tonight so far, Peggy has won a total of $1,100 from the Maryland Lottery. For your chance to be the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, play Strike It Rich scratch-offs and then enter your non-winning ticket codes at mdlottery.com/strikeitrich. Just as Peggy did. Andrew McCutchen, 1 out of 3 with a single and a run scored. 25 years old. He's in his 4th season. And Fort Meade in Florida, drafted out of high school. NL All-Star last year. Certainly headed back to that game this year. Hard hit ball towards the hole. Hardy can't reach it. And gets on through for a base hit. So a 2 for 4 night for Andrew McCutchen. And the Pirates have their 8th base hit.
JJ wanted that. You could tell the frustration. I mean, it had to have been a quick release, but after that ball skirted under his glove, see a little bit of frustration. Wanted to try to make that play deep in the hole. His arm's been feeling a lot better. He wants to show off that cannon.
Wayne Kirby positioning Tollison in left field. Tollison very deep against the left-handed batter, as you can see, for a player who hasn't had as many reps out there as he has in the infield. Easier to come in on a ball than go back on the ball.
Well, the whole outfield's playing deep. You know, they don't want the big inning with double getting over their head. Keep it in front. Keep the double play in order.
One and one on Jones, who has 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats, 2 for 3 overall. And the Orioles have modified the shift a little bit this time on Jones because there's a lefty on the mound. Hardy's on the shortstop side of second base.
Right, when Hunter was pitching, obviously on the second base side. So they follow the book and the tendencies.
Foul tip held by Wieters, and 2-2. There's Jared Hughes getting loose, right-hander. McCutchen runs, swing and a miss, throw to second by Wieters, and he's safe. So McCutchen steals the base as Garrett Jones strikes out. So he's at second with 2 men down. Fans, you can follow the Orioles with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. You'll get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Orioles.com for details. Casey McGee looks over a pitch inside. McCutchen at second now after that stolen base, is 13th on the year. Ball 2 inside. O'Day pitched a scoreless 7th, 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. Now Dana Eveland in the 8th. There's a strike.
Yeah, Dana's been so impressive this year as the long man, going 2-3 innings. You know, he's been a starter in the past. He has spot started here for the Orioles this year, but I mean, so effective one time through the order as a left-handed pitcher.
2-1, bends in there for a strike.
And that pitch actually is what makes him so effective. He can throw it for a strike at any time.
Yeah, and that hitter's ego, they're always looking fastball.
Oh, yeah. Well, good hitters usually do hit off the fastball.
That one bends outside, ball 3.
Especially nowadays when there's so many guys that throw 95 miles an hour plus. You have to gear up to hit that.
McCutchen at second with 2 down. 3-2 on Casey McGee. And it's high, ball 4, so a 2-out walk puts 2 on with 2 out. Eveland a bit upset with the breaking ball there for ball 4. Looked like it just slipped out of his hand high.
Oh, well, that's my fault because I said he could throw at any time for a strike.
Yep.
And then he threw 3 consecutive breaking balls, 2 of them for balls.
Pedro Alvarez, 1 out of 3 with an RBI single. Outside. And Pedro Strop beginning to get loose. Just in case. Buck Showalter Going over the math, the Orioles are up by 6, but they're 2 on with 2 out. Home run cuts it to 3. And all of a sudden, it's a different game heading to the bottom of the 8th. And again, it's outside, 2-0. Wieters is going to go out and talk to Evelyn.
Well, they scored 5 runs in a blink of an eye in the 5th and 6th inning. One swing of the bat put up a crooked number.
Adair, the pitching coach, now standing.
Yeah.
McCutchen and McGee second and first with 2 men out. There's a strike. Dana Evelyn, one of the 2 left-handers in the bullpen, along with Troy Patton, who got in the game last night. Pitched 1 inning. Two and 1 on Pedro Alvarez. Just off the plate, close pitch, but he's not getting the call, so it's 3 and 1. Well, I'm sure Stroke began to get loose in a hurry because Tabata's on deck, a right-handed batter. This will be a big pitch for Evelyn here on 3 and 1. Swings through it, 3 and 2. Alvarez does have a lot of power, but he has struck out 66 times on the year while walking just 16. He swings and misses a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Runners will go 3 and 2 with 2 men down. And the 3-2 to Alvarez. Fly ball to center field. Jones back on it and makes the catch for the out, and Evelyn gets out of it. So the Pirates threaten, cannot score. They strand 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 11-5 O's. As the Orioles will hit the road and head out south to begin a 6-game 2-city road trip. First stop, Atlanta, Georgia against the Braves. And tomorrow in the opener, Brian Mattis will be on the mound against Tommy Hanson. Our coverage on MASN 2 HD begins at 7 o'clock with those extra presented by Jeep. And then game coverage at 7:30. And there's a look at the pitching matchup for tomorrow.
Yeah, Brian Mattis coming off that broken nose. Well, not broken nose, but bruised nose after that bunting accident. Facing Tommy Hanson, pretty successful year so far with the 7 wins, 3.55 ERA. But another one of those young starters for the Braves that we had talked about, and just a little bit of inconsistency there is what they're worried about with their starting rotation. Tim Hudson being the only veteran of that staff. Garrett Hughes comes in for the Pirates. Been in 23 games this year at 1.7 ERA. 8 ERA, very good. 30 innings pitched. Lefties with a 250 batting average. Righties 203, and pretty much a power sinker pitcher. Tops out about 94, but has a lot of late down action. Gets a lot of ground balls. Ooh, you see that ball take off inside.
He looks determined. Wow.
There's that sinker. That's part of his intimidation, that heavy breathing. Looks like a Brahma bull out there ready to attack.
Look at that determination. Psyching himself up.
I think so. A couple pretty good sinkers right there at 93 miles an hour.
Here's the skipper, Clint Hurdle. Wilson Betemit on the Orioles bench. Okay. You want a foul ball. And when you look at his photo in the Pirates media guide, he looks like the young man next door.
Yeah, he really does.
If he had more freckles, he would look like Opie on Mayberry, the Andy Griffith Show.
You go ahead and tell him he's 6'7", 220.
Well, I'll tell him after the game. I'm not going to tell him now and run into that.
What he needs is a little foam coming out of there.
That might come. 1-2, breaks low, 2-2. He was called up from AAA on May the 1st. And down and in. So Adam has worked the count full, 3-2. Adam is 1 out of 3 on the night. He's also been hit by a pitch. And he has had 9 hits on the homestand. And a foul tip held by Barajas. Jones down on strikes and 1 away.
Some pretty good movement on 94-mile-an-hour sinker right there. Ooh. Hit his spot. Pretty good pitches.
So here is Matt Wieters with a 5 RBI night. And for the second time in Orioles history, 2 players have had 5 RBI games in the same game. Steve Pearce has 5 RBIs tonight. On June 13th of 1999, Cal Ripken had 6 ribbies, and Will Clark had 5.
Will the Thrill.
Will the Thrill. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was. He was one of those type of players that...
Look out, pitcher. The bat breaks, it's over to third, and Alvarez gets it.
Boy, the last time we saw that, it was a home run. But not that one. He's lucky he didn't get hit with that bat.
So Wieters is retired for the first time tonight.
Now he's really going to be breathing hard. Man. Yeah. He was going to attack the bat. Look at him go get it. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Man, oh man.
Good concentration by Alvarez as well. Mark Reynolds looks at a strike.
You know, what I was going to say about Will Clark, since you brought him up, was that he was one of those players when you played against him, he was the type of guy you hated. You know, not only was he a great hitter, but he always carried an attitude out there. He'd slap a tag on you hard at first base. He was always talking. And but when he came over to the Orioles, he was one of my all-time favorite teammates. Just a great guy. Played the game hard. Super teammate.
Yeah, he came here when Palmeiro left the Orioles and went back to Texas, and they kind of switched positions.
Yeah, isn't it funny? They've always been kind of linked together. They played together at Mississippi State?
Yep.
Yeah.
The 1-2 hit to deep left field. That ball's going to go way back and gone for Reynolds. A 4-hit game for Mark Reynolds. He's closing in on joining that 20 RBI club. And he has been on a tear since coming back from the DL. 3 home runs and 9 RBIs in 15 games.
Man, that's great to see. Those power numbers back up. Man, to add him into the mix. He started off so slow. Looks like he found his swing down there on the rehab assignment, because he's come back with a blaze, with a hanging slider over the middle of the plate. And that is a great swing by Mark Reynolds. He is locked in.
Check swing, and he went too far, says James Hoy. He didn't think so. And that's low. 1-1 on Pierce, who has a 5 RBI game. Mark Reynolds, wow. 4 hits. He was 4 for 8 in the last 2 games, a 2-game hitting streak. And tonight he's 4 for 5. So an 8 out of 13, that'll boost up your batting average.
Yeah, it sure will. Let's look at Mark. Wieters, Reynolds, and Pierce really done a lot of damage tonight.
And there's a walk. So Steve Pierce will head down to first base. So after the home run, Hughes reluctant to throw a strike. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Sometimes you wonder about pitchers that, like Hughes, that throws a 94-mile-an-hour sinker. We saw him throw some nasty pitches to Adam Jones. Why would you even waste your time throwing a slider? That ball that Reynolds hit about 450 feet to left field.
Nick Johnson pinch hitting for Tollison. So he gets in at bat. And there's a called strike, 1-1. Nick was 2 for 3 in the game on Saturday against the Phillies. He has only started once in the last 15 games. They're going to bounce it towards first. Wide of the bag is McGee. He will flip over to the pitcher Hughes covering. And the inning ends. Well, we'll head to the 9th. Mark Reynolds got into a hanging slider. He hit it out for Reynolds' 5th home run. And the Orioles lead it by 7. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge, see your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Beautiful Thursday night downtown. As the Orioles get set to head out, defensive change. Pierce moves from right field to left field, and there's Ryan Flaherty who takes over in right. Tollefson out of the game. And Evelyn stays on with a 7-run cushion and throws strike one to Jose Tabata. Tabata, Barajas, and Barmes here in the ninth. Line towards left center field. On the run is Pierce, and he can't get it, and it gets by him. And Jones will run it down towards the wall. So Pierce in left field possibly may have lost that ball coming down in the lights.
Yeah, it seemed like it. As he approached the ball, it looked like he just kind of put his hands up. There it is. Yeah, he just lost it in the lights or something up there. Because he's not scared to dive and get dirty for a ball. We've seen him lay out plenty of times over there in left field. Been playing a really good defense.
And he's been in right field the whole game, so the angle is slightly different.
Yeah.
There's Rod Barajas, the Pittsburgh catcher. And there's a strike at the belt. Do hitters ever think it's a strike?
Well, Barajas has been catching the whole game, so he knows what his strike zone is. His question may be a little bit up, but
that one's low, 1-1.
And now that he potentially doesn't have to go back there again to and listen to him, maybe he can vent a little bit.
There's Nick.
And Nick's not afraid to question some calls. Very aware of his strike zone. And most times, I would say 98% of the time, he's right.
Ross deep down the left side. That's going to hook foul. This has to be killing Nick Markakis not being able to play. He's sitting there watching.
Oh, it sure does. Of course. I mean, you know, they're playing so well, and he'd been doing so well.
And he keeps looking at the injury there, the hamate bone.
They're actually out. The stitches are out. So, yeah, he's been getting some treatment, and he is a very impatient patient.
Ground ball to short. Hardy will check the runner. Barajas retired for the first out here in the ninth inning. Here's an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. And Matt Wieters at 57%, outdistancing Steve Pierce at 40%, each with 5 RBIs. Still time to vote. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 31826. And Tom and Rick will have the results coming up on O's Extra Postgame.
Well, Nick Markakis not used to the DL, never being on it in his career, so he's obviously hungry to be back on the field.
But the key is not to rush it, so he has a setback.
Well, you have to be careful there, but you have to admire his competitiveness and wanting to get out there. And he's, I mean, I witnessed what he did this winter as far as, you know, working on his, when he had his surgery this past winter, and how aggressive he was in the pool all winter, training with Brian Evil and Richie Bancells to get him back out there. And people were really skeptical of whether or not he was even going to make the opening day. And sure enough, he did. You know, was able to get himself in there about the second week of spring training, or with 2 weeks left in spring training.
Sharp ground ball foul. Count holds 0-2 on Barmes. Barmes 1 for 3 on the night. And an 0-2 pitch to Barmes outside. The table setters in this lineup, Presley and Walker, 1 and 2, are combined 0 for 8. And they're the only 2 hitters in the lineup without a base hit. Because cued foul, a defensive swing to stay alive.
Well, that's been important too, because you keep those guys off the base and then you can pitch McCutchen effectively, and they have this series, you know, without runners on base, because he's really the only Pirate that's done a lot of damage this year.
And that's pulled in the left field for a base hit. It was a hanger. Tabata will stop at third, and on at first with a single is Barnes. So 2 on with 1 down, and the Pirates refuse to go quietly. All of their offense, 5 runs on 10 hits, has been since the beginning of the 5th inning. Tommy Hunter retired 12 in a row to begin the game. 3 up, 3 down for each of the first 4 innings. And here's Alex Presley. He's got a lot of speed, but he's got to get on base to use it. 0 for 4 tonight. Outside. Presley played his college ball at the University of Mississippi. He was an 8th round pick in 2006. And a bouncer towards the hole, backhanded by Reynolds, racing to the bag, and he tags the bag with the glove. A run will score, but 2 men down. Reynolds understanding how fast Presley is, and he didn't hesitate. Nice play.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Real aggressive getting to the ball, understanding the speed of the runner. Good job coming up to get that big hop too, because if he waits back at all, there's no chance of making a play. So understanding the speed of the ball and the speed of the runner, a nice effort right there, getting to the base.
So it is 12-6. Fans on their feet for the final out. Here's Neil Walker. That looked like a screwball.
Yeah, that ball did something at the end. It was a nice play by Matt Wieters.
Look at how happy these fans are.
Not that one, not the Pirates.
There's the guy you left tickets for tonight.
Yeah, the man in orange.
Inside, 1-1. You know, it is great to have this electricity back at the ballpark.
Sure is. In Baltimore in general.
Even the Sailors are Oriole fans. Inside. It's been a struggle for 2 innings for Evelyn, but he's only allowed a run. He's just battling his command.
Yeah.
And it's low, ball 3. Barnes is at second with 2 down. And he cues it foul to stay alive. That does not look like a 90-mile-an-hour pitch. There's something going on with that ball.
It has some late movement, doesn't it? Tailing away.
Maybe it is some form of a screwball. Very few pitchers throw that anymore. 3-2 with 2 down. Fly ball, center field. Jones over. He calls off Flaherty, and Adam has it for the out, and the Orioles complete the sweep. And Dana Evelyn and Matt Wieters getting together there on the mound. Evelyn finally got the last out of the game, and what an effort by the Orioles tonight, completing the 3-game sweep to go 5-1 on the homestand, winning the final 5. Birds win it 12-6.